If there's like 5 less seconds on the clock and you have that 5-point lead leading from P3, I don't know how that plays out, but there's like just enough that you have a little wiggle room if you're FaZe. And as you said, like, you're gonna have to set up for that so different than you normally would, because it's like we have to be in the point or we lose.
Well, in the key, I think really towards the end is you find all the kills in a stack. So when one player does spawn up Palace, it's not a free pinch, because that was when it got scary. If that player from Optic goes top American, finds a kill or two, who knows what would have happened, but they did it in a cluster. It is just such a back and forth game. Everyone pretty much right around the same damage. Shotzzy 4,700, but we saw his impact at times with that rival. And it'd be a tough map on the other side. Cell had so many big rotation gunfights, and he was able to find Shotzzy towards the last P3 to give them a clean setup.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously it's an insanely close game, but yeah, I'm just thinking, you know, the fact that you get those 3 streaks with such a tight game, maybe those are the difference, but
just invasions,
it's more just how big you went down early. Like this is a very different conversation if you don't start slow, probably if you're Optic Texas. If you get hot maybe a little bit earlier, but they go down, close to 80, 100 points that you're struggling to get it going.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, you know, maybe they start a little bit slow, but that's almost just the nature of the map.
You're right. You are.
I think there are more moments where FaZe, like the second P1, they get 30 to 40 points.
It kind of felt like they turned it on though at a moment, but
no, they did. Yeah, they get the setup that they wanted for the P3. They're able to win the P5 rotation second time through Optic, and that's when the game got very interesting.
Well, it's just, listen, when you have two teams of relatively equal skill, whatever team's got the better spots makes the game look easy, makes it look real hard for the other. So yeah, the struggles are there for Optic early, but you fight back and you nearly get it done. I think you saw the sigh from Kenny, just like, God, we had that. We had the comeback. Just fall a little bit short. But it just felt like everybody on both sides sort of had their moment to shine, had their big streak to maybe earn a streak, had a big kill on rotation. Cell's just, yeah, that's the one that sort of popped up multiple times. It was just there on the roto, winning 1 or 2 fights, sealing the deal.
You know, he's just locked in. You can see right there the sort of frustrations on the Optic side. But again, a map 1 very early in this series. Now we're just going to take a look at the game flow here, just so you know, we're missing one of the hills when you're looking at this, but yeah, not enough room with how many hills we saw on the map.
That's actually wild. Yeah. That's actually, it's such a long point. Our production team's like, just so you know, P1's not there because, yeah, we don't have room on the ground.
There was a lot of hills. We went through a bunch. Almost comes down to the time, but ends with 250. But you'd see the back and forth battle there.
I don't know if I've casted an invasion like that. Yeah. Where it goes to 250 with 7 on the clock. Like, that was truly unbelievable. A long one there for map 1. Now we take a look at the rest of our series, and yeah, just a reminder, I mean, that's going to be the pick. That's Optic's hardpoint pick. Yeah. So you give a little bit of an edge for FaZe now in this series, I would think. Granted, we'll see, they both have wide map pools. You can flip it on its head at any moment, but let's focus now on search and destroy. So we looked at the terminal. What are your thoughts getting ready for this?
I mean, I think if you're an Optic fan, you might be a little bit nervous. You see 2 and 6. That's the overall record here, but a lot of that was stage 1. So this is one they've been improving in. You heard the Dets talk about it. They just beat Ultra 61 online on this map. So I think they're feeling like we're comfortable on this map. On the FaZe side, you're like, we're picking terminal, but you saw them, you know, beat New York yesterday. This is normally one of the maps that they veto. They don't play a lot. But as we take a look at our Monster Energy pregame for Atlanta FaZe, they are 4-0 in S&D. And while they are undefeated versus Optic in Search and Destroy.
I just think, yeah, this map, it's one, you know how crazy like Shotzzy can be. He can't really make sneaky plays as well here. You kind of will be wary of his position to some point, but what about the Texas side of the pregame?
Yeah, you can see just defense has been the key for Optic in their Search and Destroy, and they're starting off on defense in round number 1.
Here we go. Time to answer back if you are Optic, but let's see how the opening offense goes on the other side now for FaZe. As they're patiently starting to work their way up toward this A side. You hear some of the utilities starting to be exhausted to try and spot for information. Some shots in the hallway cross there from B. Then Kenny maybe just trying to get some tags in, but you're starting to work this up. Pressure going to come to Shotzzy and Pred here soon.
Yeah, smoke down, so Optic can have an idea. It's over here towards A. Obviously, you're watching that cross, and you think anytime you're inside of the plane, you think about Pred, you think about players like Shotzzy could be their playground. Stun, a little messed up from the FaZe side. It happens, even to our pro players. On the other side of the map, just 1 player hallway, but there is the First Blood King, able to find one, but it's all to set up the trade. but it's a headshot from Draws to keep that man advantage.
I thought maybe he could damage him and lead to a team kill, just maybe a chance for an insane moment from Prev, but it's a Beezy, the First Blood King, that's able to get us started. Now 3v2 for FaZe, make it a 3-on-1. As you've been lurking to hold the flank this entire time, if you are Simp, you deal with one towards Book. All to Dashy now, Big Brucey's gonna drop. FaZe get on the board first in the search.
Yeah, aBeZy finds that first blood. And maybe your one opening is when Draza is starting to go for that bomb, but you know, there's so many areas on the map to watch the flank. So Kenny just kind of risks the cross over towards Book, wants to maybe get an angle onto the bomb through the cockpit, but does not happen. Simp had it on lock.
Yeah, he's just playing deep towards security that entire time, just trying to shut down any kind of playmaking ability there in the rotation across for Texas, and he does just that. Now, to offense here for Optic. See what their point of attack will be. Similar 2-2 split and setup now for FaZe.
Yeah, just gathering info, both sides. You know, FaZe, what they did so well yesterday was really winning a lot of those SE fights, just always finding the man advantage. You had to deal with Sib, who was hitting some beamers, but still able to win it.
Yeah, whenever they got numbers, somebody like Sib or Sky is just absolute laser darts. Kenny, the opener, it's aBeZy, it's gonna get dropped, so not another first blood here for aBeZy. Kenny able to pounce. You got a 3-on-2 on the other side, starting to work up towards this A site, so pressure going to be building to Simp, but they're probably going to wrap it off of that kill. That's going to be the play call exactly. So Celdium going to be the low man there. You're going to have to work this rotation if you're the other two, and lurking mid, you still have Ken.
Yeah, it comes down to maybe Cell's play here, number 8. What can he find? Is he going to get a little help from his teammate? There is the first. Is there a quick trade? Just trying to get out with his life. Able to do so, and wins the next one. Cell going huge, 2-on-3. They still have to plant the bomb, or do they? Shotzzy trying to make a play, but he gets spotted. 2-on-2, smoked down.
He's just finessing, doing what Shotzzy does.
Can he get to the
best.
bomb in time? Can he get there in time? That's the question.
He's got to go.
He's got to get into A. Can he get there? It's so close. He hits the dive.
I think he got it. I think he got it.
But now he's going to stay up.
Yo, can't quite get away, but you've got Pred. Can he be the hero now? What an absurd round this has become. 35 on the clock. As Pred probably hearing his heart beating now. Smoke out, gets it 1-on-1. Down to a 1 versus 1. And Rip, it's Cell that makes the plays. There's the extra sauce.
And we know, you know, that's what Cell wants to do. But that bottom spot has been more and more common underneath the staircase, but I cannot believe Shotzzy got to that bomb.
I couldn't do that. Dashy, that gunfight was absurd from Cell.
Yeah, absurd. It hits the headshots, comes into play. Cell ready for it. He is the man that changes the round and closes it out as he finds 3.
Holy hell. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. Shotzzy getting bombed, getting there, making the play with the dive. There were so many insane moments in that, but the catalyst that gets it started, you said, what can Celdium get done here? The answer was everything, Joe. 2-0 to FaZe. Cell will carry the 3 streak into this. Well, so the trophy, you usually want there before the nades hit, not how it plays out, and Shotzzy pops the double.
Yeah, that's why you'll see the quick gloves out for most of the time, especially on a map like this in S&D. So those marksmen, but doesn't play out, and well, the nades hit. So trophy too late, and in turn, it turns into a dominant round for Optic.
And now you're Cell last alive. You're on a 3 streak, so I guess you're, thinking what kills can I maybe get to work towards a cruise. He's like a little slippery snake looking to move across the ground, Joe.
I mean, I'm thinking he's shooting my body. Let's stun and assassinate him, right?
Yeah. Nice answer.
That's what I'd be thinking.
Yeah, no, 100%. Nice answer from Texas, though. And that's, it just starts with trophy out too slow. Shotzzy's nade hits. The round's over before it started, it feels like.
Yeah, game of milliseconds, but here's the nade from Shotzzy. It's a team nade from Optic, just able to get top SEs. And yeah, when you're just a little bit too slow, look where that lands, and bang, able to find 2.
You get right back into it. Pred leading the way. Dashy's still looking for his first and maybe wanting revenge for that gunfight with Cell. Pretty similar setup defensively now from Atlanta FaZe. This time, though, Kenny not going to be lurking over towards B. It's a 4-man hit, heavy-handed, over towards A. Everybody getting ready to slam.
Yeah, this is a quick one. They're going to commit to this. So you're playing the 4-on-4 retake here if you are FaZe. Bomb already going down. It is through, so no shenanigans for now.
Dashy backing all the way up to where we saw Sim kind of play the angle, watching the flank, trying to catch anyone, maybe book, hallway, or working the deep flank. So we'll keep an eye on that, as that's going to eventually be a BZ that's going to work. Then he's got Deddy pop too, so we'll see if he can find the timing.
But just even find him. He is able to find him, but Pred finds Draza. So 3-on-3, 20 seconds. Rifle in hand, able to find the first. You ready for the second? No, there is a trade. And he gets out alive, but not a lot of time here for FaZe. And it's down to a 1-on-1, but Shotzzy is there.
You got
all tied up.
You get a quick plant, time against you. You got to scramble if you're FaZe, and there's one more body. The Shotzzy closes down the round.
Yeah, just took a little too long there for FaZe to develop. I mean, aBeZy is trying to find Dashy somewhere. There's so many corners, deep pockets to check. You also get the big one-on-one win for Pred inside of the jet bridge. So nice trades out of Optic, and now all tied up.
Yeah, it's like even though it was a 3v3 after aBeZy's kills, like towards the actual bomb, it's 3-on-2.
Yep.
Like you've got numbers there if you're Optic, and they handle it. Fans starting to rally behind Optic now as they've tied this up 2-2. Shutting down the brilliant play from Cell earlier in this is Pred. Looking, lurking, looming. Trying to get one, not going to happen. Double chalice in, but Dashy gets a kill at the same time. Rapid into Shotzzy, you go 2 for 2. And now your 2 players of Optic, players over by B.
Well, you don't have the bomb. You can't really commit towards A. aBeZy's all the way through back plane, but Dashy spots a man advantage now to Optic. Cellium 1 versus 2, trying to find the other player. He has an idea where Dashy is, has to collect the objective, able to find it. Still a lot of time to work with. Now, if he reads this where Kenny is, that is some insane S&D IQ, but I'm not sure if he is.
He's just reading a book, man. Checking out a magazine.
This is very much an off angle, but hello, Kenny. And now he reads it.
Just gets away with 48 HP. 1 versus 1. Dashy, Cell, 20 to go.
Just waiting, both players right here, but you have to plant if you are Cell. Maybe he has an idea, but are you going to check that corner? I don't think so. Is he even going to go for the plant? He is all the way down to the last second. Dashy not going to check it.
Here he comes. Ooh, spots him. Nice syntax to keep him at bay, but he challenged forward. Pistol hits. Bruce with the clutch in the 1 versus 1. 3 straight rounds now for Optic.
Yeah, maybe a Cell right there, just hoping the nade hits. Maybe that Dashy commits to it, but very patient is Dashy. And then you just kind of go, saw Cell, just kind of going for that melee. We've seen it at times when the first one hits, it gets a little bit scary. Woo. But he's ready for it as we see this different angle. Slide into each other, show a little extra love, but it's a big Bruce with the Renetti.
Yeah, the Simps like a little more forward maybe than he wanted it, so you can just hang close if you're Dashy, and then perfect timing with the Renetti. He was what, 0-3, now 3 straight, a monster round and monster clutch. Dashy alive and well in this search, and advantage now back to Optic Texas. I mean, FaZe win, Optic's hard point, sure, why Optic? They win FaZe's search, that would make sense.
That's 3 in a row now for Optic, slowing it down. Like that they're showing different pace here. Last offense, they just went right into A, get that bomb down quickly. Simp, we've seen him in this spot, even with this stun, but Shotzzy's stun a little bit too strong. The pistol, though, is there for the trade from Draws.
Dashy wraps all the way back down to help over at A. At the same time, you're starting to transition a bit here if you're FaZe to get info bottom plane. Still holding this entire time has been Cell. We'll see when he starts to get involved, and that's now. He starts to bring it across, but aBeZy's going to get caught. Draws, able to find one, just comes in for free. Draws making the play, knows where one is, keeps on shooting. It's all Draws. He's got 3 in the round. Now Kenny trying to trade it. Maybe an ace for Draws, backing up. Former teammates battling. Now to another 1 versus 1 at Cell again. Kenny's turn. Bomb has been recouped by Kenny. Does he spot him? Oh, the timing must have been so bad for Cell. Kenny wins it, and a string of 1v1s go the way of Optic.
And I thought Draws maybe had a couple of chances to try to get out there, but not able to. Gets ready for the gunfight, the highlight play, but Kenny, his ex-duo takes him down, clutches out the round.
Cell was literally just looking back playing, bro. He must have, right as he turned to commit towards playing. Ooh. Unbelievable. I'm sweating some of these rounds. I think a bird almost hit Joe in the head.
Yeah, no, we got to watch out for your head, dude. I mean, I don't want anything landing on there. It's pretty much a bullseye in itself.
Why, you think a bird's going to poop on me, Joe?
It might.
Okay. Flurry of shots. Nice shots. Big Kenny! Kenny! From the clutch to the trip. Woo!
Now he's on 5 in a row. Sim does have, well, no, he's got to recollect the bomb over towards Burger, so some time to work with. But how many times have FaZe members been in this spot? Just down a man, having to clutch things out. Has not come easy for Atlanta FaZe. Optic doing such a good job early in these rounds.
Simp 1v2. 40 on the clock now as he's clearing everything. Nade for info. Able to spot one. Nice shots there. The wall bang hits another 1v1. It's 3 in a row now. 25 to go. Simp, Kenny. Can Kenny go big again? Damage on both sides. And Simp this time with the one-on-one. These guys are going to war. What's going on?
I was worried about ammo, but a nice little pop-up there. I don't know who makes that suitcase, but it is a strong one.
Stronger than the buildings on Invasion.
And it's just 2 individual gunfights. Pred gets picked first. Maybe you're hoping, as we watch this replay, that he just backs down, but he gets caught. Simp with the wall bangs. Kenny trying to reposition it, clean it up. He's down to 19 HP. Able to slide behind the cart, and then it's just a matter of finesse and shots. And Simp able to win it to keep his team in this game.
3 straight 1v1s. My heart can't take this, dear Lord.
Well, you did say you wanted to die on camera, so it might happen here.
Yeah, why not? Oh, God. BZ backing up for now, still trying to take these fights, but you know he's got 2 to deal with. Just slowly trying to shoulder it. They get aggressive, though. Now he's going to back down. B site open for the plant.
And what's interesting about this is only a 2-man game, so you have 2 players on the pinch. Look at Pred inside of the plane. They may not be ready for this, but bomb planted. You have so much to clear if you are FaZe. Well, okay, Simp is ready for it after the 1v1. Doesn't find the second, but into 30 seconds. A trade on the bomb.
1 versus 2 for Cell, 20 to go. Just so little time to work with. Just kind of a misplay here. The melee able to hit quickly.
1v1 man.
Up shots up top. It's a 1v1 again. But Cell can't find where he's at. 5th round up. It's from up top AC that you'll get the kill.
And that's just such a good round from Shotzzy and whoever else pushed top SCs. It's a 2-man game. Normally it's 3 to 4 top SCs.
Right.
So when Sim finds one on the flank, he's thinking, all right, flank is open. But there's a second waiting for him. Kenny then just buys so much time. He's up to 9 and 5. A great design there from Optic.
Yeah, they was backing him down inch by inch, right? Just slowly moving it up. BZ backs down first. Cell sticks around for a while, but eventually he has to back down. And yeah, usually you don't take it by force with 2 players, but there you do. You got to run 3 straight now if you are FaZe. Shotzzy onto the balcony, but BZ with the first blood. Quick trade. Draza, the same can be said. Back and forth we go.
Are we going to have another one?
Why not? 4 straight 1v1s. Give me 5. Dashy up top.
Yeah, Draza's getting aggressive, though. Quickly underneath Optic players. Just kind of looking around. Well, he's going to find Ken. Ken not ready for that.
No, that's a route and a half from Dross. Is he just has the confidence to clear everything. And he holds the door as well. Draza. Some ice there, the 2 versus 2. FaZe stay alive. 5-4, Optic lead.
And I don't know if that's the ace, but he absolutely gets read. No, BZ finds the first blood, then traded by Pred. So Draws gets 3 in the round. But as you said, a great route and then ready for the next one. They had an idea that there was a player top 3, repositions. Great anticipation, finds the kill.
Double digits for Big Ken. 1 round needed for Optic. We continue on. FaZe need the defensive hold here to push us to around 11. What a weekend it has been. The matches keep on giving. 2-man game towards B again. Maybe trying to see if they can find that same success. It'll be aBeZy and Cellium. Same 2 they slowly back down last time.
Yeah, you had more of a forward position if you were Optic,
Yeah,
right? Some
yeah.
good nades. But there we go. Maybe behind the smoke, that's going to be the play call. Nade is out. aBeZy, though, they're going to chow this time. They're not going to back down right away, except for now. So they do get away. Again, this 2-man game. Finding a lot of room top B.
Yeah, even though aBeZy took some damage, you got some nice damage in from Cell, too. I think to slow it down, then aBeZy able to repick and get the first blood, so advantage in the 4 versus 3 now. Everyone has flocked across for FaZe. You got numbers here. The numbers increase. Dashy going to drop. Shotzzy, though, kind of like Draws with the route, but Draws reads it enough to get the damage in so Cell can trade. Pred's turn. 1 versus 3, 30 on the clock. Down to a 1v2 now against Sip and Cell.
Yeah, Bomb, though, is in an awful spot. There is the spot of Pred. And they're both just going to go to Burger. A wide wrap and just kind of hang out for now. He's going to have to commit to this, but A-Bomb side's open. He's got time. He's going to get the plan in.
Here we go. Increase your chance to win this, but they're spotting for it. Never mind. You get there with the jump shot to your FaZe. Round 11. We've had so many this weekend. 1 more to the mix. God.
It
I mean, we got a 1v1, right? I mean, yeah.
It starts with that first blood from aBeZy, but then I thought maybe Shotzzy was going to find the timing, but I think aBeZy hears a glass break. So there's glass break from shots, but yeah, then aBeZy hears another sound cue. Maybe that's what allows Draws to just kind of turn around. If not, that is an insane read from him, just to know that that is open.
Yeah, I was just thinking like he just did the same thing, so maybe he was like, huh.
Well, here we go.
Round 11, baby. Optic, FaZe. It's aggressive on B for the FaZe defense. They are pressuring and backing up this 2-man push from Optic. Texas, for now, you back down. Smoke is out. They're trying to send it forward. Shotzzy, I thought, in trouble for a moment, but able to stay up for now. They want the fast plant in. When they got the fast plant on A, they were able to close out the round. Can they do the same thing on the other side of it?
Well, he gets off of it.
He gets off. Get kill.
All right, we're going to start fighting, though. We're going to start fighting. It's Shotzzy and Pred able to give them man advantage. Now you go back to the bomb. You're able to find the plant as it's down to Cellium and Sim for FaZe.
Cell. He had eyes on Dashy. He's just hoping he can catch him. He crawls forward. He can't finish the kill. Gets eyes on Shotzzy as well. Work it up, try to make the play. Able to take down 1. Drops him. Sip down. 1 versus 2. 25 seconds on the clock. Here's the glass break up top and trying to get forward now.
And they have no idea where Pred is on the map at the moment. Shotzzy gonna go for the peek. He finds it. Checks the bomb. Optic tied up at 1.
That was a fun search and destroy. We are tied up 1-1. So many spectacular moments in that. Like in the round 11, like, you know, I think the plant's coming in. First blood comes in. For FaZe, you hop off it. Then you're like, yeah, they're hunting for the kills. And then you're kind of split on defense of your FaZe. You got like 1 player on either side of it. Optic able to close it out. You get double digits from Kenny, Shotzzy, and Pred. What an effort. What a map. So now FaZe have taken Optic's hardpoint pick. Optic respond and take FaZe Search's pick. Of course, we continue on.
Well, and you know, Nameless kind of said it did come down to this control. This is the map he wanted to watch the most, the decider. The swing game here in map 3, but I want to give props to Optic. I just thought what they were doing on offense, pace-wise, they were not afraid to take top SCs, even with 2. Not easy to do, but just had a great idea how they wanted to execute.
No, I think that's kind of what separates like good from great Surge players sometimes is just like the confidence and awareness to take parts of the map where other players are kind of tweaking, like worrying about stuff. Like this, the confidence is there. We'll take it. We're controlling this. We're going to take the round. Fantastic Search and Destroy. So many 1v1s and spectacular moments. We are tied up 1-1. It's the matchup everyone's always waiting for, a historic one. Optic FaZe. We continue on. We still have so much CDL action to go on Championship Sunday. Don't go anywhere. Control up after the break.
Upgrade your game with a Scuff. Save $30 on the official CDL collection at scuff.co/CDL.
Get better with a Scuff, the first performance gaming controller. Visit scuff.co/CDL to change your game. The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
We are back in Miami. It has been one hell of a week in Sunshine Beaches, Call of Duty. FaZe and Optic battling, fans probably hugging. It's all friendship right now, Joe.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. There's beach balls going around. There's love in the air.
Love it.
No one's shooting bodies. We're all friends here, Joe.
Love it. Yeah, it's a rivalry match right here. It's still our winners final. They could do it again later in the grand final, but We shall see. It is all tied up at one apiece.
Sir, we are in for a day. We are in for a day. The Tiny Terrors, two of the best to ever do it. We take a look at some of their stats here. Whew.
I say buy one, get one short king. It sure does. You see there, their control. I mean, their stats are good. The problem is I believe as good as this KD has been, that has led to an 0-2.
No joke. I made Simp get on a BZ's shoulders. I was still taller, swear to God.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to try that out.
Yeah, but the invasion, you said Nameless. This is the one he was looking forward to. This is the one that was kind of interesting based on the strengths of these teams. It's FaZe that has the choice of the pick. It's what? High Rise that gets banned by Optic. FaZe have got a side between this and Karachi. The Karachi attack's so good for Optic, they decide to go here, and away we get ready to go. Tied up 1-1. We are in for a day. Let's get it going, Miami. Map 3 now. Time to battle. As we'll see what FaZe are capable on the offensive side of it first. BZ finessing for now. Can't quite get away. It's Pred that's able to hunt him down.
Yeah, Pred got there quick, didn't it? I mean, from a BZ's point of view, it sure seemed like it, but he gets taken down. Some work over towards B. Again, FaZe were undefeated online, in control. Now here at LAN, 0-2. But still a very dangerous control team.
I think it was Octane tweet, correct me up. It was like, on my bingo card, I did not have FaZe struggling in control this weekend, but it's been happening.
Yeah, now you kind of see this two-man game just through the middle of the map. Celium and Simp. So you've had one player in a BZ just hanging out on B. Simp getting aggressive with the rifle. A great 7 life advantage for a moment for Atlanta FaZe. So we see this time and time again. Just keep one player on it, pause the clock, play a little TDM. There is one player lurking on up in Shotzzy. Maybe I thought he was going to stop the player from getting B, but does not happen. The minute is through.
Yeah, real close. That probably came down to milliseconds, but now you're 5-0 for yourself. You're looking for number 6. You got trophy coverage. You're all the way pushed up deep A side. Nobody around to help you. It's gonna, if he's earned the streak, it's by his lonesome. He gets it before he falls. So you have a cruise to work with. You got a 6 life advantage. Now can you find an opening? Because you're a bit staggered right now, just waiting on Cell to get back into the action. As he's going to work at A-side street. He's got bridge. That's what Kenny's got to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, you still have a minute 45.
Yeah.
You just want to make this messy if you are FaZe, not necessarily get on to the point. I mean, you would love to pause the clock, but they're trying to play TDM. They want to get the lives down as low as possible for Optic, but it has not happened. Optic doing a great job. As you see on the streaks in the top left, everybody finding kills. 4 in a row for Kenny, so you stabilized after Simp and Cell got loose through the beginning of the round.
Yeah, no, this has been a great response because it was, pretty much all FaZe. Yeah, you had a couple of people working towards streaks. You got B very efficiently. But since then, you answer quickly. At the same time, good job FaZe kind of getting out. Like, you don't get trapped for very long. Pretty efficiently, you're able to now work out up this B street again. But that ends up costing, you said, what, a minute 40 or so? So like 40 seconds go by. You got a hike here on this map. Let's see if FaZe are going to get another chance of this. Speaking of streaks, though, Kenny's got an opportunity now. He is on 4 and around the Optic side, and maybe one to combat what Cell was able to earn early.
Yeah, he's all the way out A street. There is a quick trade, and now they're trying to find Ken. As the shots are coming in, you get one player on the point in Draza, and he's able to win it, so you're pausing the clock, but there should be a trade here from Optic. There is. One player still kind of lurking, but while that happens, you are able to deal with Kenny. Now a chance. If maybe Shotzzy goes down there, Simp can get on the point, but Shotzzy able to stay alive.
Well, the reason you want to get one body on the point, it just takes you out of your spots if you're Optic Texas, right? Like, you're kind of set up, you're holding, you're in your power position. As soon as somebody has to cross to try and deal with that, 1 or 2 players, maybe an opening, maybe some mayhem for FaZe, but it doesn't work out that way. It's been a solid defense after you dealt with the opening moments if you are Optic. Yeah, the trade is out there, but time will dwindle down. So 3 ticks for FaZe, hold for Optic, and it's sort of whatever. I mean, you get a streak if you're FaZe, you get 3 ticks. I think you can be kind of content on either side of this right now when it's a map like this.
Yeah, you have the cruise from Cell. You just don't allow that early round to really get even scarier if you are Optic. They were able to bounce on back, got map control, never really gave it up. And anytime someone got forward towards Rugs or Laundry, that player was quickly traded out by Optic.
Now, Optic, the best attacking team in control, but a lot of Karachi being played. And the maps obviously vary in control by what's favored offense or defense. Here, If you can get the attack going, you're winning the map. That'll be the case if they're able to do it.
Yeah, but how many moments have we seen from so hard to track at times? He does get traded out. You're trying to slay through the middle of the map, but trade's going down. You've kept Kenny on this.
No, this is certainly an example of a map where, yes, he can really start to annoy FaZe when he gets going. And they start to lose him, but it's Kenny doing it with a gunny. Tiny Tears, both put into the dirt. Progress through the second tick there at B. Kenny streaking once again, but will drop before he's really a threat for the Crews. You clear them off the point for now. You take care of Pred and kind of get back to square one if you're Texas, but still some progress through. A minute to go.
A nice job there by FaZe, dealing with the player inside of DVD. And Traza was able to find a couple of kills on the point. So you have presence here, and they can play some great defense. If they're able to find B control, get up on those tanks. There's always been one more player, but now that is 2 dead. And a chance here. Sim's able to find a triple. That is all 4 dead. The trap is on.
Yeah, now you only have 45. You know, when you're Optic and you got your trap, it was what, minute 40, minute 30, where you still had a big chance to get out of this. You've got to go huge now if you're Optic Texas, if you're even going to finish B. And where the spawn's coming in, where the setup is from FaZe, they're thinking we're going to have to maybe get over towards A or re-wrap it through A Street to be a threat mid-map. Sim's finally going to drop, as his defense of B was glorious. Now they're back onto the point looking for the extension.
Yeah, nice transition play from Dashy and Shotzzy. So the fact they're able to get out towards the A Street, as you said, it forces FaZe to spawn up, go over towards A. Shotzzy then right through the middle of the map. The dive is through. But the shots are through for Droz. He's on 4 in a row. So B is done. We're tied in ticks. Now it could come down to lives. Nice little pop-up, but Pred wins the gunfight.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Nice win there from Pred. Took a while to get B. Certainly not as efficient as FaZe. Like you're down 6 lives and you don't have a lot of time to work with, but I don't know how many times have Optic Texas seemingly not had numbers. No respawns and made a play, but it's getting worse, unfortunately, for them. Now 7 respawns remaining. The FaZe defense has been immaculate thus far. Just not really leaving even an opportunity for Optic to think about that A point. As you're Palisade with 30 seconds to go, and yeah, this is going to require a miracle now.
Yeah, and if you're FaZe, you kind of play this 2 ways, right? We have the 9 life advantage. If the ticks continue to tie on up for round 5, it comes down to disparity in lives. So maybe try to take this even further and hunt them down. That's exactly what is happening. One last push for Optic. One last player now for Optic and Dashy.
Yeah, that's one of those rounds that more than likely by itself will decide the kill differential. If you're talking about a round 5, you're tied in ticks. Could Optic give him a taste of their own medicine? 100%, but like, it was pretty much even, right? We were about square on lives in the first round. They are not the case, so just keep that in mind when we keep tracking the ticks. For now, 3-3. We're gonna take a look at the triple from Simp once again, which was a big moment because it costed a lot of time for Optic in this offense.
Yeah, able to hit the stick on a Dashy. Nice little slide out onto Pred and then hits the headshots on a Shotzzy. So great play for him. Got a little streak going, and as you said, just gave them so much map control.
Yeah, that moment. In fact, Droz gets the last, like that 4 down. Just, yeah, you are back to step 0 in the process. aBeZy looking for 1 just to maybe get the streak. He's able to do that. So you've got what?
2.
Cell Crews, aBeZy Crews. I mean, if you can hold them all the way to a round 5 defense, great. Gets you out of a couple terrifying moments.
Yeah, we saw in game 1, I mean, streaks on evasion, not always the biggest deal. We even saw in the last series. On a control map like this, you can have multiple cruises. It may just not matter. So difficult to put them in the right spots. But FaZe now, so they hit shut down over towards B, but you have 2 players on A.
Oh, and you want to use one of the streaks. They're thinking we can get this A point if you can't connect. Trying to get through, it doesn't. 3 are going to drop. The progress keeps on going. Second bit about to be done. 3rd player rallying over. This is going to be done. They're going to get on. It's going to go so quickly. So they're just going to go right over to B and try to deal with Simp, who is here, as he's shooting everything basically in front of him on the map. A point secured. Great play there from FaZe.
Yeah, and I think Simp, he's trying to get it broken. He could probably play that even a little bit more patiently, because really what his goal is to stop them from getting to where Shotzzy and Dashy are on the map. But Cell now He continues up to 5 in a row. 15 and 7 shots. He's the last player. They're trying to hunt him down.
Spots him, can't take him out. Shotzzy still waiting, lurking, frying.
He has bought so much time.
Looking for number 6. Has that, but already had the cruise, I believe. So we'll still be holding on to that. 90 seconds now to go. Lives basically even. We've seen these crazy defensive holds with just B to do it. Optic has done it. Can they do it again here against this Atlanta FaZe team?
Yeah, you have to push up B Street. Watch number 2, though. Shotzzy going on a long flank here. Are they going to pick this up? You're kind of waiting on him. What can he find? The lineup is in. There's the double from Shotzzy again. Kind of bailing them out of a tough spot. He finds a triple. There's one player up in Cellium, but Shotzzy was in your spawn, almost ready for the next gunfight.
Yeah, and that play is possible because they're thinking, let's stack 3-4, stack this, get this done. They've got so many bodies there, just try and close this out. But the no hesitation flank from Shotzzy, everything, and sending them back to spawn. And now you start to get a little nervous, maybe if you're FaZe. Maybe not going to make any more progress here on B.
Yeah, maybe they will.
My Lord God, I thought Pred had the patience, but Simp had the snapper.
I think they just
won.
They won every single 1v1 right there. Yeah. I mean, just to get out of that, now set this up. Dashy now trying to do what he can. With that kill, a nade drops on the Simp, so a chance here. It was 3 dead for Optic, now it's 3 dead for FaZe. Cellium has been the last player inside of Broken time and time again. He still is. He's going to find one.
30 seconds to go, and Cell! Able to get 2. That should at least diminish this front line a bit for Optic. They try to focus on Cell, allows FaZe to push up, trying to get a trophy out, and he gets dropped. Is an awkward moment there for Atlanta FaZe. But Simp, aBeZy, still forward and fighting. 15 seconds to go. About a tick and a half needed here to lock this down. Tucked away in a corner was Dashy. They're able to trade it out. Another team kill is going to come through. A gunfight win from Drazah, though, and down to 14 HP is a massive one. Shotzzy just keeps on shooting. The trade is there. Body's on it with 1.1 on the clock. Second tick of progress. Done. Third tick looming. Drazah popping and fighting. Can he get the kill? His teammates able to look over him. It's aBeZy going massive. So close it comes. One person falls.
Oh my God.
Point two on the clock, and FaZe get the round win. Woo!
I mean, somebody gets off the point for a second, maybe to dodge a nade, maybe to pick up a pinch. It was a 4 versus 8. It was a scrappy battle. So many players on both sides making plays. Shotzzy time and time again, getting his defense pushed forward. Then you would have Cell inside of Broken. He's 20 and 10, but you get the offensive round win.
I mean, Shotzzy almost won the round for him. Yeah, you know how it is towards B. It's just this kind of, there's always an extra man. It's rarely a full reset. It's just battle of attrition. Shotzzy gave them the full reset. There was just so much time left. And FaZe eventually able to do it. Now you're a defense away from a 2-1 edge. Spectacular map so far. Optic, best team on offense in control. They need something here now, but it's Drazah working the flank, picking them apart.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 4-man B hit out of Optic. Now, you don't really get many players on the point. So Drazah, he was just watching A, and now you have aBeZy on another 5. So he's really starting to get going here in this map number 3. And well, there's going to be number 6. The headshots in the feed, 3 dead. Optic back to Palace.
I mean, there's just been a lot of stretches here where you can't buy a gunfight if you're Optic. The guns have just been hot for Atlanta FaZe. Just flurries of headshots, 3 4-man wipes. I mean, the streaks tell the story. That's what, the 4th maybe that's been earned. And now the teardrops coming in as you drop Kobe there if you're aBeZy. 45 to go. Still trying to build towards mid-map if you were Optic Texas.
And again, once Dashy finds the first one, kind of opens up the A street. And look how forward Kenny and Shotzzy are getting all the way in the spawn of Atlanta FaZe. Shotzzy now going to reposition. His teammate gets onto the point, but they need this. A big play here could potentially get them an offensive round win, but out of the spawn jumps Atlanta FaZe.
They get back onto B, maybe trying to make something happen over towards A like we saw FaZe do, but not going to happen. aBeZy is still playing behind that streak. He's still on 7 in a row. We'll hop back to him. Minute extension in, 90 seconds to work with. You just need one of those stretches you're Optic. You know they can hit another gear unlike most teams in the league. They need that 5th gear now. And they're going to go to a round 5.
A chance here for Shotzzy. He's just kind of lurked behind. They thought everybody was dead on this B street. And while they're focusing on the spawn, watch for number 2. The playmaker for Optic behind enemy lines. And here we go. Pred finds one. Shotzzy with the second. That is going to be 3 dead. Now Shotzzy on the point.
You still have a BZ lurking out towards mid. Chance to kind of cut off these reinforcements to Shotzzy. The rest of the players wrapping back towards gas. That's a big win from Dashy. Dashy now trying to get push up and help, and they take him down the street. The trade comes in, and just too many bodies with the close spawn there for Atlanta FaZe. And well, you still have the streaks too.
Well, as you said, yeah, BZ was still middle of the map. He's able to find one. That just staggers the push, staggers the help for Shotzzy. Did buy some time. Cruz, though, in. The extra utility is there. At least you get the info. You find the comms and you find 2 kills.
30 now to go. Desperation for Optic to try and get onto this A point. Shotzzy trying to make the plays into the back line. Not able to do it this time. Tread gun is hot, but good survival. And good help there if you're FaZe.
Last chance.
Time dwindling. Last chance is right. 10 seconds to go. They're hunting them down. They're pushing out A street. No openings into defense. FaZe have locked it down, put up a wall, shut it down. Control win for Atlanta FaZe, up 2-1 in the series. As they fire back after a wild search and destroy before that.
Yeah, it just comes down to that offensive round win, as it normally does on Invasion. And it just feels like throughout that map, I mean, you get 1 round win if you are Optic, but yeah, just guns maybe a little bit hotter on the side of FaZe, just winning some big one-on-ones. Just to retake control of the map, stop progress for Optic.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we've seen from Optic, you know, throughout the course of this tournament, what they're able to do. I mean, just putting Ultra in like the blender, like how strong they have been, but FaZe, a little bit of a different beast, it seems, right now. As they really get rocking and rolling. They're on the map 3. So they take the edge back. You know, we've seen some struggles from them in control. It makes you kind of question them a little bit, but then
have a map like that?
Yes, you remember that they were the best control team coming into this event.
Yeah, you see a BZ and Simp. We showed the graphic coming into this one, and they'd go off. A double 30 bomb from that duo. 6,000 damage from Simp puts them up 2-1.
Yeah, Simp having a series right now and trying to close this one out. The control is done. We'll take a look through some of the highlights. What are some of the big moments that stand out to you? I mean, the offensive round when getting on A, obviously, but any other major ones?
No, I mean, obviously you get those streaks that were coming in from Atlanta FaZe. Those played a big moment, but yeah, I mean, just the A play. It was a 2-man game from a BZ and Cell, and you kind of called it, right? Using that streak to secure the points. And then I think really, even after you got the A point, coming down over towards B, throughout this round 3, it was Shotzzy at moments, it was Cell at moments. There was such a war between these two near this point. It comes down to 0.2 seconds. The final eyes for Optic. They almost clutch it out. That kill onto Draza, and then you can see Sims in a BZ are like, we got to get on this point, and they fly to it.
A game of seconds, whether it was Shotzzy diving in for the plant in the map 2. The hard point coming down to 7 seconds on the clock. 0.2 there for the cap. It's been unbelievable so far. Some banger maps within this best of 5, and now we look forward to the hard point. Invasion was Optic's pick. Karachi, the pick here from FaZe, and for Karachi and Optic, I mean, this is one that they were trying to kind of add into their map pool, right? Over the course of this. I think we first cast them against, I think it was like LAG, and they got slammed. I'm like, well, I don't know if that one's going to be in. But since then, they've really improved.
No, I mean, at times, when you look at Optic teams in the past, they've had these auto vetoes. In deeper and deeper runs in tournaments, it's kind of screwed them, right? It feels like other teams then prep them the other way. It feels like throughout this stage, not only have they been undefeated, but they also, yeah, they've been getting better at Terminal, getting better now at Karachi. We saw it on LAN. And, you know, if you're a FaZe fan, this is your hard point pick. You're going to be feeling great about it, but this is not going to be an easy map. As Optic have gotten better and better here.
No, I mean, kind of like that, the Subliner series of FaZe, just no easy maps. This one, no easy maps. That's the fun part about having 2 of the top teams in the game go toe-to-toe. Sure, some of your weaknesses at times get exposed, but for the most part, heavy hitters battling back and forth. To get this to a map 5, You got to get the dub here. Just a reminder, maybe for anyone tuning in late or anyone that just joined us today in attendance, like, it's winners bracket final. Win here, you are into the final, guaranteed that spot. A loss here, you're still live in the tournament. You just got to get another win to get back into the final.
Yeah, drop down and play the subliners who are looking good earlier today. But not out of this one. 2-1 for Atlanta FaZe. They can close it out, or are we going to game 5?
Give me a game 5, baby. Let's go the whole way. Optic rally up in this Karachi, and let's go the distance. But this is one, for a while you didn't want to chow FaZe on their best hard point. This is one they've been so good at. So now it's the bread and butter of FaZe versus the, I guess, kind of qualifier long improvements you've worked on. If you are Texas, you've worked to add this one into your bag of tricks. Now we get ready to go. Map 4 underway. Optic fighting to push this series the entire way. Muster up some magic for a deep, turny run. This will be Optic into the point first, and Shotzzy looking to get loosey-goosey. I was like, good luck with that gunfight.
Yeah, he wants to get loosey-goosey, but is cut down. So nice early time here for Optic, but now you can already see Pred inside of red. Teammates off his spawn. He's going to be the one, though, starting the push alongside of Shotzzy. Shotzzy just jumps on in, not worried about anything. So the rivals get it done to open that up.
And I kind of mentioned at the beginning of this, like, Shotzzy hasn't had the best year against Atlanta FaZe, but he's been on another level. This is the exact kind of map that we're going to see, right? Like, if he can hit that gear against FaZe, because they've shut him down for the most part.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Because he can get lost on Karachi. He can have that insane playmaking ability. How well do FaZe deal with him? How well can Shotzzy play? But it's a double again from Simp, who's continuing his great series. They are set up for the early time here inside a diner and dealing with the red push.
Yeah, now you're starting this pinch. Kenny's able to find the first one onto Celium. So Drazo reposition, so it's a 2 for 2 for now. Close spawns over to Atlanta FaZe, but Simp has been so strong on this rotation. Onto a 4 spree, make it 5, locked it down the bus area. Almost able to find the 6, but here comes Optic. So in the first 30 seconds, over to FaZe, but behind Dashy, right back into the hill.
Yeah, a little beamer there from Dashy. Start winning some of these massive one-on-one fights, try to get yourself some time, get these 20 seconds, but spawning kind of close and trying to send another push at this is Simp.
Yeah, and this is kind of the choice. Do we rotate, take the long route to P3, or try to fight for the scrap time? But the 2-man game inside of Cafe has shut it down. So now on the rotation, you do have Simp working on up, but I imagine Dashy's going to see that.
And Dashy gets the spawn in for Pred, so you get another person there. He's going to spawn up on the point, and Dashy gets the kill. So hitting it once more doesn't work out for FaZe. The rotation for Dashy pays off. Now you look to get the lead change if you are Optic. Dashy keeps on beaming. Up to 5 and 5. Some help now from Shotzzy, who's looking to get forward, stunned up, damage in, Simtex through. Texas still holding Joe.
And that's kind of what always FaZe has done, right? We've seen them time and time again on this map. They'll fight for the P2 scrap time. They won't hit those long routes. And then from there, because that's where they want to start their P3 push from, their break from his junk side, as they're doing right now. You have one player pushed up in Draza. Can he find the kill? He does. So now is when it's going to start getting messy, but you have the 20-point lead. You get majority of the time if you're Optic.
Shotzzy looking to get nade, and it's an awkward one, but Draw's able to finesse there around the counter and then get the kill. It'll be just about a tie game with the remainder of this time as you light up the feed for a moment if you're FaZe. First person over will be Cell. In the map 1, he had some massive rotations. He had some massive gunfight wins. Slow here for Celium so far at 3 and 8. Really, it's a race to the hard point area now.
Yeah, and the reason is Ken's cooking. I mean, he is 12 and 6, double positive, and he has won some key one-on-ones versus Cell.
Chef right? Ken in the kitchen, huh?
Yeah, so Cell just trying to get to his spots, but Ken's already there. But you do get a 4 dead through the middle of the map. No, is the sub-duo of Pred and Shotzzy trying to find the break.
Yeah, and it could be tough here to get time, right? Just where the hard point is. As you usually come through with 3 or 4 down, but you're able to get, you get a few seconds, nothing crazy. 25 or so remaining here as you clear them out of the point if you're Texas.
Big one-on-one on the opposite side of the map. That's Sim trying to fight rotation versus Dashy. Dashy able to win it. So spawns for P5. And I feel like P5 has been the difference maker on the map here at Major 2. Out of the air shots from Draws. So you see FaZe, they want to go. Try to catch maybe some timings on the spawn, but the safe spawn's there for Optic.
That's multiple plays from Dashy on rotation, right? Where he's winning a one-on-one fight, kind of making sure FaZe can't get there first. Dashy will spawn up and get right into the hard point. Some nice kills through for Optic to keep the pressure away. Pred, a little jump to the side and snap as well, but now you're starting to layer this if you're FaZe. Look to get towards the point. Shotzzy can't stagger this. Cell's got the kill. You got two players on top of each other on the other side. I think you just noticed, yeah, aBeZy just gets that info, but trade it from Shotzzy, fighting out of the hard point.
But it's Ken again, able to find the double, the last player near the hill. Shotzzy off spawn, able to find that trade. But the MCW, that man is hitting. A clean 40 seconds for Optic so far. The final 20, maybe contested by FaZe for just a moment, but a great lead here. A nice comeback throughout this one for Optic.
Listen, man, I think with this team composition, Kenny has had to be sensational as like an in-game leader. He's had to have the comms. Sometimes maybe the stats aren't there, but a reminder that Kenny's one of the best in the world as he's 18-9 and dominating this FaZe lineup so far, but into the next set we go. FaZe with the control early. Cell, who has a 1.4 against Optic in this matchup, 8-13. We'll see if he starts to get going. aBeZy struggling as well. It's still a tight one, 20 points game.
Yeah, very close game, back and forth battle, back to this P1 where Optic, they don't mind just hitting it. Behind Pred, behind Kenny. Shotzzy especially, you can already see number 8 Cell. He's already thinking about rotation, so he's gonna go that way. Kenny winning the one-on-one versus duo. And Draws just sitting at 17-10. They love battling each other. But Optic, they're just like, fine, we'll give you a P2. We're just gonna take all this hill time.
Yeah, that's why they send a couple bodies if you're FaZe. Just try to get them out and try to disrupt some of this time, but you disrupt only a few seconds. You just want to make sure you don't give up spawns as well. But with that gunfight win from Shotzzy, now we threat sort of through the back alley push. You have Kenny wrapping up towards the junk to red. You're backing everything up now. If you're FaZe to hold and you're finding the kills so far, you need the answer here if you're FaZe. You gave up a lot of time at P1.
Yeah, I was gonna say a break here, and maybe the game is pretty close to over. Shotzzy from up top hits the dive. Two dead. In through the window is Shotzzy. It's cut down, but numbers still here for Optic. FaZe one map away from going to the final. Let's go to a listen with Atlanta FaZe.
Right here. I'm going bedroom. We're double going top right. Let me go bedroom. You should
I'm pushing out. I don't see a top bedroom.
On desk. One shot on time.
Yo, I don't see anything, Ken.
Set it.
Set
Back out. One shot, yeah.
Nice. I'm hitting over.
Right in here.
What's up, weak? Nice, that's kind of old. That's kind of old. He's running out somehow. There's a guy.
I'm back right. I'm tree now.
I'm playing fast, bro.
Tree dead.
Nice.
You guys good, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. I don't think there could be more here. You sent me.
There could be a guy on the back.
Listen. I'm out deep left
Right.
bridge.
Dead. One more here. One more ult. Missing one. Get time.
Get time.
I'm one shot right.
I got one left. There's one red.
Someone red.
I think so.
One red. One speed turn bad timing.
Back right. There's two. Three red.
Three red. I got one more. Weak. There's two red.
Last guy's pitching somewhere.
I spawned Coop. I spawned close Coop.
I think 30.
On the back. Both weak. One with the deep right. The deep is back, I think.
I need help, boys. In the back, and
Spawning red.
Back weekend.
I'm trying to back. Three. Chalice.
On time. Hey, Dashy, one shot. Alright, red pressure case.
I'm going third, okay?
Ants TV.
Someone Coop.
Heard Ants TV. I'm peeking down right now.
There could be one top third, maybe. Hard to think of.
One TV for sure.
Yeah, they want to play Coop.
One's third. Listen, dude, deep right side.
Bricks it old.
Here, I'm trying to help you.
I'm gonna keep new white.
Optic nearly with that full break on P3, but you fight back if you are FaZe. You do just enough to hold on. Now you pick up 3 and a Shotzzy left dancing towards the point. What kind of time can you get here? It can be so hard to get the points, but you're back within 30. You've done what you need to do to stay fighting in this game if you're FaZe.
Yeah, obviously, as soon as the listening goes in, it's an Optic break at P2, and then over to P3, it's just a two-man game from Draws and aBeZy, who hold on to majority of that time for FaZe, but a break in now, a 30-point lead for Optic, trying to get us to a map 5. A great game here from Kenny, but look at the mini-map. 20 seconds left. FaZe are playing for this P5. Looks like you're going to have a one-on-one, but that was Draza who was able to win it.
So what was Dashy last time, right? The one-on-one got him spawns. This time, more to deal with, not able to do it. Draza going big. 4 in a row now for aBeZy, finding another aBeZy now with the cruise into the backpack. And you're roaring back in this one if you are FaZe. Next hard point ready to pop. They still can't kill this man. 7 in a row. 8, my God! It's too easy for aBeZy as he is tearing them to shreds. What in the world? If he won that, I'm out.
Okay, but now you have 2 dead, and that's both aBeZy and Simp down. A chance right through the front. You're able to find that cruise, and those kills were great because you pushed Optic so far away from this point. But here we go. Could come down to this, but aBeZy back from spawn with another triple. 28 and 19 for aBeZy.
He is slamming them right now. The man can do no wrong. Backs up, taking his time, snapping up top, give him another 30 on the board. Lead changes there. Only 10 left on the point, though. You can't win it here, but it's been a volcanic eruption out of aBeZy. Draza right there with him at 28 and 16. Suddenly, though, all the kills the way up FaZe. Back to mid-map we go, and it's Simp with the double. It's Shotzzy sending it forward. Help can't quite get there in time, but that man, finally you shut him down. Shotzzy able to do it. Optic in the point.
He's like, P1, screw it, I'm hitting it. I'm going to finesse and play my life. Now, you do have the cruise on aBeZy. You're going to use it right here to try to break this and maybe win the map and the series. If not, it'll get us to a map 2. Sorry, P2, but he dodges it. He's able to dodge a cruise, and now you have the full setup for Optic.
One player, Simp, might be the one to make the play. Of course, it's Simp. He's able to find 2, and they wipe him off the board.
They can win here.
Simp gets through and gets 2 and turns it on its head.
You
just
cannot
enough.
rotate, over-rotate if you are Optic. It looks like Kenny, he realizes that. Now going to go into red. Cell going to play safe. Still, someone's got to get on the hill for Optic.
Yeah, you got to contest it. You got to get him out. You got to do something. You're still inside. 5 points now for the victory. Draza still soaking. Simp with the cross. The multi-kills.
He wins it on the hill.
Tiny tears are taking over. And it's FaZe again. Brother, this series was something. These maps were bonkers. And vintage aBeZy, vintage Simp with the takeover late. That stretch from aBeZy, because it felt like a P3 when you thought the break was in for Optic. You and I are looking at each other, listening, this one's done. And then he said that 2-man game brought it back. You set up your superstars to make plays, and they do.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, after that P3 where they split the time, then they get to that P4 setup where he just goes nuclear. I mean, what a play. It has been a while since we've seen that from him versus Optic. And, you know, we just kind of thought, like, maybe if he could find a little bit more confidence in his game, get back to that, then maybe they're raising more trophies. Maybe that's the moment we're looking at that sends him even further.
Listen, I don't know why, but yeah, it's just been, you know, he's capable of. Hasn't really been at his peak at times. It was yesterday, like, kind of clicked for me, dude. When we were talking about him on the defense on Search and Destroy and Invasion, every gunfight when was going his way just seemed like he was playing with unbelievable confidence, and that carries over here.
I mean, you had a very 13-25, a human game from Cellium, but it was Draza who was keeping up with Kenny. Kept them in the game. He drops 30, but then, yeah, aBeZy and Simp takeover mode.
Yeah, I mean, aBeZy kind of got you there, but then once you cleared the point at P5 and got like 3, I think Simp, that's when he gets 2. He just sort of gets lost in the middle of it. It gives you a chance to get early setup on P1, and it's insanity.
Yeah, but you see that second P3 where it's
P4,
201 to 167, you had to break in, but then you can see after that, towards the P4, it's 208 to 180. If that 13 to 20 seconds goes the other way for Optic, you just kind of get on P4 a couple of seconds at a time. Map probably done, but it is not. It continues, and that's when that aBeZy moment happens.
Well, you got 250 to 237 in both maps.
That's crazy.
Nail biters, and you can't get any different than Invasion Hardpoint and Karachi Hardpoint and the way they play, but the scoreline is the same. The search goes all the way to around 11. Yeah, I mean, the Invasion ends up being maybe the lopsided map, but outside of that, it is just a tug of war on which of these Titans is going to be able to take over. It was Optic all of last year. It's been FaZe so far this year on stage. aBeZy, the tear. Take it away, Blaze.
Miami, it was too easy for aBeZy and Atlanta FaZe, as they're going to be our first team in the grand finals. And man, aBeZy, these hard points, this entire series was absolutely wild. How does it feel for you and your squad to get this win?
Oh, I mean, it feels amazing. You know, we were just firing on all cylinders. Like, no one could trade us, you know? It was insane.
It definitely was insane, man. Some of the closest maps that we've seen all weekend, all year. Let's talk about the hard points, okay? What was going on through your head as even when Optic was kind of making those comebacks and when you guys came back in that map 4?
Honestly, I mean, the first map, I feel like we started out super hot, kind of let off the gas a little bit, but then we like finished strong, you know? It was good clutch in the end. And then map 4, I mean, I just started taking over at the end. Like, I feel like no one can.
Was he taking over Miami? Absolutely taking over, but the job is not done just yet. And I want you guys to get backstage and start preparing and seeing who you're going to end up playing this finals. But what do you want to say to these FaZe fans in the crowd and the ones at home who have been trying to out-cheer these Optic fans and successfully doing it?
You know, I appreciate all the love. You guys are amazing. And we, you know, we hear you guys, even though you're a little bit of the crowd, but appreciate you guys.
All right, that's going to do it for Atlanta FaZe for now. Chris, take us away.
They are loud and they are loyal. The Atlanta FaZe always supporting their favorite team at the front of the stage. Tonight, we see a rematch. The same match we saw twice back at Major 1 in Boston. And for the third time in a row, it's Atlanta coming out on top over Optic.
Man, and what an exciting series that it was. Unfortunate, though, that map number 4, I was really hoping for a game 5, and Optic was playing fundamentally perfect hardpoint until those last couple of hills.
Nameless, I thought we were going to game 5. I thought it was locked up. It was guaranteed. Where did this turn around?
Listen, I mean, just such great plays by Atlanta FaZe. They were getting out-rotated majority of this game, and then we get into a situation where Optic has a lockdown point. They have to give up P2. Atlanta FaZe completely forfeited, get a perfect rotation over towards P3 a majority of that time. And those last 2 hills, I mean, we're talking miracle plays coming from aBeZy. This guy went on a 9 streak just lighting everybody up. And since he's getting his kills from this side, his team has full rotation. This is literally just aBeZy destroying Optic, spawning them deep so they can get a perfect setup going forward. Unbelievable plays by Atlanta FaZe.
Yeah, I mean, for side of Optic Texas, like I said, it was fundamentally perfect hardpoint up until that last Coop hill where they overcommitted to like literally 6 seconds of times. Nobody went over to Church Street, and they were all trying to force in through their front. Some trades go out, and Cellium gets an off spawn and ends up getting the kill on the Roto. And then suddenly it's Atlanta FaZe in the next hill that they should have been in the spawn trap for. And Optic Texas since then just started to lose their way, allowed aBeZy to get lost in Church, go on a 9 spree, get the cruise, and get the early setup for the final P5.
Not only did aBeZy get the cruise, the 9 spree, he gets a 5 spree. Simp finishes with a 5 spree of his own. The Tiny Terrors are out in full force, and they're waiting to find out who's going to come play them in the championship match later tonight.
They are looking terrifying in the hard points, man. You even talk about that invasion. He said they went up 110 points early on. Optic has a crazy comeback, and they get the rotation over towards River to close it out. I mean, Atlanta FaZe playing sound Call of Duty at this time.
Well, we all missed our Scuff pick'ems, but I think we're all going to nail our Scuff play of the game. It's the attacking clutch. Allie, you were losing your mind backstage. This is a difference maker. If you can win attacks, you can definitely take the control on Invasion 9 times out of 10.
Absolutely, especially on Invasion. This is a series where both these teams are incredible at defense on control, but Optic Texas historically were better at offense on this map. They had one of the fastest rounds throughout the qualifier, but Atlanta FaZe takes it this time, man.
This was nuts. So right before that, you saw if Shotzzy decides to shoot the trophy instead of the other Atlanta FaZe member, they have a real opportunity to win this round. There's 1 second left, but he goes for the second kill. I mean, that's a tough decision at that point, but Atlanta FaZe, it definitely was not easy. They went through like 4 different sets of lives trying to break through to B.
Incredible stuff. That is your Scuff play of the game, but we had another one that deserves some extra love. Here is our runner-up, the nominee. It comes from the hard point. Shout out to production cutting up all of these videos for us. Allie, are we going to see this rematch? Is it going down in a few hours?
I think we might see this rematch, but I know New York has something to say about it. They are licking their lips looking at this matchup.
And here are some of the key plays Kylo Ken looking great throughout this series at times. Simp and aBeZy, though, the difference makers.
This was another moment in this hard point where Atlanta was up 115-7 at one point, but Optic Texas battled their way back in, and there's a huge play where Shotzzy goes for rotation on P2, but unfortunately, Cell actually plays for him. There was 40 seconds left on P2 heading to P3, and Shotzzy goes for it, and Cell makes the read and gets that kill back A Street and snuffs out any heroic play that he was trying to do to solidify the game.
In this situation, on that rotation to P3, Kenny has a streak. If he uses it a little bit earlier and spawns somebody behind the Palace, they have the opportunity to then go get gas ones and just win it on the P3 River Hill. It's just tough to make that call in the moment. Just a little bit more composure out of the Optic Texas folks, and they might have went up 1-0 in the series.
Optics were the king of clutch. That was up until this match, and now they find themselves in the elimination bracket going up against the New York Subliners. Let's take a look at the big picture here. As Optic entering the tournament with the #1 seed, they took down the Heretics, then sent Ultra packing. But FaZe, after 2 Game 5s, gets it done in just 4, and now they're waiting in that championship match.
Unfortunately, FaZe stays perfect against Optic in this game. This is now a 4-0 series lead that they take on them.
Name was 3-0, 3-1 so far today, but the game's been much closer than the scores will show.
I mean, we've watched some of the best Call of Duty we've ever seen. This has been incredible. Maps are coming down to the wire, and it's going to be no different in our Losers Bracket final.
Miami, show some life for the chat. Make some noise, because when we come back, Optic takes the stage again, putting their throne on the line against the Subliners.
Slice up your competition with the Executive Chef Operator, now available in-game in the Call of Duty store. Start the season strong with the Call of Duty League Pack. Grab yourself the CDL Operator, Weapon Blueprint, and so much more. Check out the Call of Duty store in-game now.
Cause I'm back in my zone now. Cause I'm back in my zone now. Back in my zone now.
Ballin' can't beat me up cause I'm back in my zone now. Back in my zone now.
match. I'm feeling very sexy, Joe, and ready for a fantastic match. This one went the whole way last time. I have a full matching ensemble. These are shorts.
Yep.
A little bit of thigh, a little bit of thigh.
Yeah, you look like an absolute moron.
Thank you, Joe.
Why we love you. Honestly, it looks like the remake of Malibu's Most Wanted is about to come out, honestly.
Yeah, no, that's basically what it looks like.
Airings now 16-9 and forcing the issue on the flank. He's inside of their face as that's going to be 5 in a row. How about 6? It's 6 for Capsule. He is woken up and erupting right now on the subliners, making 8 in a row. Boston feeding off the hype that this man can provide. 21-10. Big Cap. Welcome to series, my friend. Woo!
Obviously being one of those players, might have a little dance with Sandy here in a moment, and as the pre-fire as well gets it done and gets out with his life, possibly the best player in the world.
Minkle now. Last one up.
He's got a trophy though, right? He threw a trophy out.
Might do it.
He threw a trophy out.
Might do it.
I think this might be too slow.
He's still there. He got it.
Oh, he does get it. Yeah, it was too slow. He gets it. He just hops in right away. Nobody checks the bomb.
Oh, take a look at this rush. Take a look at this aggressive play from Minnesota. They make their way in through middle. They instantly hop into this B zone. Standing with a nice little angle. Oh, what a play! Oh, it finds 3! Eli with the snapper.
Down to 3 for either side. This is going to be it. Last ditch attempt. Final of the point. Joe Deceives gets his. But 3 seconds to go. You've got to get on the zone, lad. Fresh mag. Send it. Wins it. Oh my God. It's a 2v1. Diamond Con. Can you do it? The boys are on the capture. It's now a 1v1. What a round of control. Diamond Con, if you win this. God damn, what a round.
Time, man. Like when you have the Slayers, when you have the talent there, it's all about putting it together.
To find out and in a very quick manner. Arshdy's putting in a few bullets toward the tractor as here comes the nade. That could be big. That's massive as Octane's able to find the first classic. Everybody explodes and that will be it. That will be it, Seattle. Getting one of the biggest upsets in CDL history.
One clean break, one set of kills there. Afro sneaks in and steals the victory.
Busting Envoy to make the play, or maybe where the stump's coming through. See Scum backing up the hell of the mouth, but he strikes, gets the first blood, and for the moment, he gets away.
Oh, he got another kill! No way! Envoy is on 1 right now.
Comes sliding out, and Celium, he is adding on to his numbers. Cammy, those gotten 3.
What's up, guys? It's Puckett here in Miami, and I am here with the running back of the Dolphins, Raheem Mostert. And I know you're a gamer yourself. I've seen you in the Warzone lobbies, but when you come to a CDL event, who are you cheering for?
Right now, I'm a big fan of Optic. I think they have a solid squad, and obviously it's a good match right now. So.
Absolutely a great match. We got Optic playing FaZe, always a great rivalry. Now, tell me about your experience. Have you always been a competitive gamer? Is it something as of late? I know you're streaming these days.
It's something as of late. I'm also creating my own gaming organization down here in South Florida, try to give back to the community. I felt like that's a keep missing piece down here, especially, trying to learn the aspect of gaming. I feel like a lot of kids want to get into it, so.
Roger Saffold was invested early with Rise Nation. Big shout out to him. We've seen other NFL athletes come in. What is it about gaming that kind of drew you into this?
Well, I've been playing gaming. I've been gaming for a little over, 18, 20 years. So, I've been involved in it, and it's been a huge part of my life.
And I know you know a lot of gamers these days. Do you have any favorites? I met you on the golf course, and you said I was one of the many that you've beaten now.
You were definitely one of the many, man. You were definitely one of the guys that I really cherish and appreciate gaming-wise. So.
Appreciate that, Raheem. Well, I appreciate you winning me a few fantasy Super Bowls. We're going to do that again next year as well. Make sure to draft them on your team and support the Dolphins. And what's the new org name? Can we launch it yet?
Yeah, we about to launch. We about to take off. It's called Vicio. It's Spanish for Vice. So, of course, you're in Miami, so Vicio.
I'm in for that, man. Thank you so much. Enjoy the show.
Appreciate you, brother.
City, you hear signs when we sleep. Heaven sent, hands down, vibes so unique. On the table, age 10, look at me.
3 teams remain, and after this, we find out who plays Atlanta FaZe for the Miami Heretics Major 2 Tournament Grand Finals presented by Gamergy. It's Championship Sunday, and just 1 week ago, we saw this showdown between the New York Subliners and Optic Texas. It went to a Game 5. Not just a Game 5, it went to the final round of Search and Destroy. And Allie, now they're playing on LAN. There's no excuses, and there's $90,000 guaranteed if you make it to that championship match.
And both these teams have fell to Atlanta FaZe, so both of them are looking for that revenge in the grand final.
Nameless, let's start here with the New York Subliners because they had that #1 seed up until playing Optic in the qualifier. They were looking great up until they ran into Atlanta. What have the Subliners shown you here in Miami?
Resilience. I mean, search and destroy efforts. I mean, overnight, they come back way stronger in the game mode. They get a convincing 3-0 to start the day. The New York Subliners are one of the best teams in the world for a reason. They won the World Championship because they have guys like Hydra and Kismet. They're so crafty, so creative on the map. And then they have some maps that they've been working on. Like, their control has been so good throughout this stage. And when we get to a championship environment, you get 2 of those. They got 1 more match, they get to the finals. That's what their eyes are on. And, you know, I wouldn't count them out to come in and just be the dominant squad in this matchup.
Allie, as we take a look at the road to the major, they started with a reverse sweep of the Royal Ravens, then established dominance, took down FaZe in a Game 5 before eventually falling to Optic. Where have they looked the strongest, though, if you look back at the last 30?
Well, if you look back at the last 30, I'd just say they look the strongest on LAN, right? A lot of those 3-0s were a little bit closer for comfort than you would think from the New York Subliners. And when it comes to the Monster Energy pregame, the control is going to be everything in this series versus the Optic Texas. They've looked good in the hardpoint, they've looked good in the Search and Destroy. And since being on LAN, a 4-0 record, 3-0 in round 5s, and 10-0 on defense, they are the best defensive team in the building, not only in control, but in Search and Destroy as well.
Do you think they get Invasion, Nameless? They've been pretty good on attack.
They have Invasion. 4-0 on it. They've been unbelievable there. They got some maps in the series that they're just licking their chops. You can see Monster Energy pregame, 6-map win streak, 4 control win streak, lost 2 straight Game 5s.
That's right. And I think that's kind of the big thing that blew our mind because coming in, we said they have the best S&D player in Kismet. They looked like one of the fiercest teams in that game mode, but they've been slipping up on LAN. They'll try and avoid a Game 5 against a very dangerous Optic squad. Let's highlight the team playing from Texas. Shotzzy, the superstar, joined by some legends. We've got the world champion in Kenny, one of the best players of all time to come out of Australia in Pred. And then, of course, this guy, Big Bruce, is in the building, laying down those AR shots.
I mean, we just saw them on the main stage, right? And honestly, I felt like Texas might have beat themselves a couple of times in that series. In that map #1, they come out incredibly slow versus Atlanta, allowed to go by over an 100-point deficit in map #1. And then that map #4, they were playing flawless hardpoint up until the very end in that last Coop Hill where they overcommitted and kind of let Atlanta FaZe caused some chaos. So for Kenny and Fred, they've been shooting. They have been those guys. The slaying has been there. They just need to not get ahead of themselves in these series.
Nameless, I'm looking at these numbers. Clearly, their aim, nothing is wrong. Their positioning, nothing is wrong. But some of the decision-making has cost Optic up to this point.
I'll be honest, even in the hard points that they lost, like, they didn't make very many huge mistakes, honestly. There's some big playmaking ability on the side of aBeZy that we saw. I mean, we're talking the most minute things. They call that streak in from Kenny map 1 just a second earlier. They potentially win that map. So for Optic, keep doing what you're doing. IceIce says, the Monster Energy pregame says, 3-0 in S&D with round 11 Ice versus ATL. Kenny with the 1v1. You know, one thing that you should know about this Optic roster, it's a lot different than years past. They learn very quickly. They fixed so many of the search and destroy issues coming into stage 2. They've improved in hardpoint, and they can definitely fix the issues that they just had versus FaZe.
I'm going to be honest, with this series, the fact that we're getting an invasion again in that map number 3, once we look at the maps and modes, I almost wish Texas would prefer to play a Karachi or a High-Rise or something, because they're the best offensive team in the world right now in the league. So the fact that they keep forcing a defensive map like invasion in this series, I wish they would test their luck on something.
Are you surprised to see Subbase? Both teams agreeing to play this game number 1.
No, I'm not surprised. Optic's been working on it. New York, I felt comfortable there as well. Definitely the edge towards Optic there, but the invasions are extremely terrifying because New York has been dominant. When I say they have the #1 differential on invasion hardpoint, it's plus 112. They're beating everybody by an average margin of over 100. So once we get to that triple invasion at the end, New York feel comfortable, man.
Optic has to feel good as well. They just played that map less than 30 minutes ago against Atlanta FaZe. Now they get a chance to do it against the Subliners, our 2023 world champions. It's time to make our Scuff Pick'ems official. And Nameless, still looking for 79. I think it's time.
I'm going Optic again. I think they bounce back. You know, their guns are hot. They just came off of a match. The hard points were extremely close. I don't think they make the same mistake twice.
Allie?
Ooh, this is a really tough one. After seeing the maps and modes, I'm actually going to change what I was originally going to go. I think New York Subliners continue their run.
I don't know what to pick here. It's a win-win for the fans. Whether you have Atlanta versus New York in the final or Atlanta versus Optic, either one is a rematch, and it's going to be epic. But I think this is going to be New York finishing it in 4. I got the Subliners versus Atlanta in the grand finals. We got about a minute before the players are ready, so let's dial in and highlight individuals. Nameless, who do you think is going to be the key individual to look at from the Subliners?
From the Subliners, I'm going to go with Sib. You got 3 invasions in this series. The kid's shot is second to none. We've seen him making some massive plays, and I think he's one of the most underrated players, at least in the top echelon of teams. His spawn knowledge is unbelievable. When you watch him, he is working it nonstop. Great communication. I think Sib's the guy to watch.
The new piece to the puzzle. We'll find out if it's enough. On the other side, Allie, what do you got for Optic for me? Who do you have to put eyes on?
Dang, I really wanted that question, but I will do on the other side for Optic Texas. I think for me, maybe Pred. I think maybe he needs to be that takeover guy. I think Kenny has simply been him since the day 1 that they spawned in on LAN, and we've already seen what Shotzzy's capable of doing, so I'm ready to see a Pred takeover series.
And how many players will score over 20 kills in our first hardpoint, Nameless?
Everybody.
Everybody.
Got a sub base.
It's going to be tight. It's going to be on sub base, and you are going to see this man making plays, hopefully, like this. It's Shotzzy, who set 6 different records during our Major 2 qualifiers. He is in action for Optic Texas tonight. And I was talking to Raheem Mostert. I was asking him, what pros do you enjoy watching? He said, oh, it's got to be Shotzzy. The guy's got the moves, and he's also got some clutches.
I love this round 11 as well. This is what we just saw from Atlanta FaZe. Shotzzy goes and plants a bomb. He stops. Okay, this is a mistake that he fixed in the middle of this game. Every time they went to plant B and put the bomb down, they kind of put themselves in this situation where they're like sitting ducks waiting for Atlanta FaZe to make the collapse. So instead, he gets off the bomb, gets the kill, re-goes for the plant, and then just plays his life in top Eskies here. He is simply that guy for Optic Texas.
Yeah, I mean, he was making plays. This is something that was hurting them for the longest on Terminal. They're 2-6 on this map. They've really been trying to add it to their map pool, and, you know, a big reason in part because Shotzzy has this playmaking ability. Also for Shotzzy, he has been in MVP form, but the hard points have not been as great throughout this major. He's got a .82 in HP. That's a big difference from online during the stage. He was running everybody in that. So if you get a little bit more activity out of him in the HPs, you have obviously a better chance in this one. And on sub base, he can get loose.
And just so everybody knows what we're waiting on, we are fixing some setup, making sure he is locked in. It's a tech timeout for New York. This match is just moments away, but this gives us an opportunity, Nameless and Allie, to revisit the match we saw just 7 days ago. It happened online. It was our final qualifier match, and this one decided that Optic was coming in with the #1 seed and Subliners with #2, Allie.
Yeah, and it was a battle as old as time, right? Last time those teams went up before that, it was almost a reverse sweep from Optic Texas, but New York clutch up and close out the game 5, but not this time. Optic Texas end up solidifying the reverse sweep with some insane search and destroy amp.
Yeah, and you know, even though Optic, they came back reverse sweep to this series, they lost to Rio by about 25 points. Although in other matches they felt comfortable there, they decide to get rid of it. They banned Rio in this series. They feel more comfortable on Invasion. So, you know, these guys take a note from the series that they once had. But yeah, Optic with the reverse sweep, round 11 win. It was great gameplay.
And it was on Subbase that started that hard point run for them. The match is ready. Miami, you ready to make some noise? I need you to be louder than that. Miami, make some noise as we send it to the stage with Guy Blaze.
Thank you so much, Chris, for helping me get this stage set for the losers finals. Only one more team can make it to the grand finals. Now, the first squad coming to the stage is from the Lone Star State, but they're definitely not alone. Miami, get loud for Optic Texas. We got Kenny, Shotzi, Pred, and Dashy. With the green wall behind them, Optic Texas is about to get it done.
The guns are still warm and the seats are still warm. Optic Texas fresh off of a loss to Atlanta FaZe, and they are hungry for a revenge match. With only 10 points separating those respawns and around in the search and destroy, they now have to go against the matchup that they are used to from the qualifier. Blaze, we got 2 more to go. Let's find out who meets Atlanta in the grand final.
All right, stand clear, because here comes the New York Subliners. We got the Bulldog Kismet, Civ, Skies, and Hydra. The New York Subliners ready for demolition.
It seems like the New York Subliners are hitting their stride. We know what that means for the league. It means dominance. These guys are 6-0 map count since they dropped down to the lower bracket. They've been leaving a blaze in their trail, and they got to go through the green wall to get to the finals. Let's get this match started.
I'm ready to get it started. Miami, I already know you're ready to go. But for the Call of Duty fans all around the world, are you ready? Miles, Chance, let's get it going.
We are also ready, Guy. Thank you so much, man. What a crazy tournament. I said it at the start of the day, and I'll say it again. This has been one of the most memorable events we've had for a long time. An insane series of events. Now, though, we say goodbye to one more team, and we say hi to who goes to the finals. My name is Miles Ross, and this is Chance, and we are ready for a fantastic match.
Dude, it is going to be an absolute battle. A bounce back from Optic and New York Subliners looking to continue that momentum. I just don't doubt at this point any player on the main stage. Any negativity towards any one player. Shotzi's been absurd with his playmaking ability. I'm just watching Kismet walk around. That's the most focused player I've ever seen in my entire life. He looks ready for the main stage, but these guys are going to be dialed and locked in, ready to go. And I think we have a special map set series as well for you. Just to kick things off on Subbase, it is going to be a great time. Optic, they love it. They've seen this map against the Subliners as well, but I know New York, it's like these guys went to the lab after Major 1. They placed top 12. They have bounced back, and they have been fierce. So much so that, like, the map 2 that we have against Optic, New York chose Karachi. That is the best S&D map from Optic by a mile, and New York are just walking into hell choosing that for the map 2 S&D. But we've already learned these guys have done their homework. They know more about the game seemingly than everybody does, including the guys who designed the map. These guys have been breaking everything down.
It's funny when you say it like that, breaking everything down, breaking down the simple geometry of most of these maps. Well, that's right, the New York Subliners from 12th to now a top 3 finish. This is what their stage 2 has looked like so far. A streak of 3 wins, is that enough for Flames? Ian, I don't think so, brother, but the record is not bad whatsoever. Hardpoint for them has been very, very solid indeed. At this event alone, of course, what we saw at that Rio in the matchup against Toronto Ultra, absolutely lethal across the board. Will that be the same against Optic Texas?
I mean, look, these guys are just comparable. It is toe-to-toe. It was a Game 5, Round 11, the last time they played. You know it's a nail-biter. You know it's about who can pop off and make the better plays on Championship Sunday. Every single player has to rise to the occasion. Any small mistake on any given map, and you are going to lose the game. Both of these teams incredible at capitalizing and keeping things calm. The mental resolve tested once again, and for the sub base, I know right from the jump, because it's Optic's map pick, they're going to be starting from the bad side, but the way it played out last time, they dominated them on P1, outscored them 90-12. So I know New York Subliners, yes, they're going to try to stay ahead of the rotations, but they got to make those quick adjustments on P1 and make sure Optic can't just farm them on that first hill.
Subbase a great start to the series. Again, Optic Texas coming into this series very hot after the loss to FaZe. Subliners have been warming up backstage. We'll see how hot their guns are, though, as we go into Subbase. A map that demands mechanical proficiency. No mistakes can be made. Not a map where huge comebacks happen often. But again, I still feel like we're in the early days of MW3, where we're still learning just as much as the pros are.
It is just such a difficult map to manipulate and organize, but it is a perfect record from Optic Texas. So no matter what hills or spawns have been coming through, those gentlemen on the stage, well, they have been on point, but it is just time to get locked in and ready to go. It is going to be a ferocious battle. I just want to jump straight in and get the ball rolling. But we've seen these players, everybody on both of these teams, an absolute shooter. The top four, they have risen thus far in the CDL. You are just looking for that small degree of separation between teams on either side.
Well, that's the gorgeous thing as well. I mean, when it comes to Optic, guys like Shotzzy, they're the guys making big difference plays. Guys like Kismet drives his teammates forward, whether it's a strong leadership, whether it's a playmaking ability. The only difference I see here is, I don't know if the New York Subliners have got any beef.
99 Kiz, but no beef needed. Again, I think it's going to be respect on both sides. No reason not to. You got world champions on both sides of the stage. And just on a tone-setting front, you talk about the playmaking ability of Shotzzy. I know that is going to be the big goal of New York, especially so for that like Karachi S&D. Shotzzy was 4-0 on the First Blood front. The game plan, absolutely. You have to design it around a player like Shotzzy. Make sure you keep that game plan on point.
Well, like you said, the game plan is absolutely going to be read because both of these teams have watched tons of footage on each other. There's specific maps and modes. We'll see how that one goes, but we've got plenty of stats, boys and girls. You know you love them numbers. We're going to find out exactly how this matchup's going to go on paper before we dive into the game and find out how it goes in the pixels. Looking now at Pred and Kenny, the new bricks in town. This was Subbase versus New York back in March 17th. Look at them stat lines, baby. Pred was cooking.
Yeah, the damage especially. 27 kills, absolutely exquisite, but he was just the ever-present force on the map as well. So at 5,200 damage, if one of your SMGs has to rocket MCW for the majority of the time and can fry like that, oh, you are having an absolutely dandy time. But again, all the adjustments being made, especially that focus just on that opening hard point. You can't let Pred get away from you. And on the flip side for Kenny, I gotta say, I think he is the most valuable player on the Optic Texas team. Like, if you're first round draft picking, go Shotzzy. I get it. He can do things that nobody else can. But on a leadership front, when you listen to their comms, the direction that he brings, on top of his playmaking ability, I mean, he's got to be the MVP of the team. But if you want to be most valuable, these are the matches where you have to set yourself apart.
Yeah, we've been having this conversation quite a lot recently. Many folks, not necessarily the biggest fans of Kenny, with a criticism towards the stat lines, what he's doing in game bit. That man is a winner. He does exactly what needs to be done for that squad win. On the other side of the table as well, Hydra, another man who has sprung to life since his debut in Cold War. His very first match was against Atlanta FaZe in that New York Subliners lineup. And he won. I went toe-to-toe with the best in the game and brought the most incredible plays we saw to the season at that point in time. Now he's a world champion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Hydra is just one of those special players. It's a rare feat in Call of Duty to like firmly establish yourself as the best player in the game. There's always a conversation around a handful of players, but Hydra, when he was at his best last year, well, he achieved that feat and then some. But that is just a dangerous man. You don't want to get unlocked, and not an easy one to contain.
When you think back to like the greatest sort of rookie debuts of all time, Simp back in Black Ops 4, unbelievable stuff, and in the CDL era, yeah, Hydra coming in, Scrap and Hixie, their season was absolutely outstanding as well. I wonder if we're gonna have one of those this year, who knows? Almost ready to get the game started, folks. We've rebuilt the lobby, players are now flooding in. exciting to get into Subbase. But wow, talking of rookies and talking of next tournaments, Major 3 going up north, March 26th. You're able to grab tickets. We're going back to the Matamei Athletic Center. Those who have been there before is an absolute delight. Tickets on sale March 26th. Get that in your calendar for the Toronto Ultras Major 3 and the Ultra Open. And that's the 16th to the 19th in May. Can't wait to get up to Toronto in May, Sean. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that'll be the Toronto attempted bounce back, because obviously out of 4th place, those guys are going to be hungry going into the next stage. But before we get to the Major 3 tournament, well, we got to focus on our own, the battle just for that extra cash for the CDL points and really to set yourself apart. Already in top 3, 60 grand ain't too bad, but for these players on stage, it's the pride, it's the trash talk, and it is that extra advantage as we go throughout this year. I know looking at the stage, it's definitely Sib that is having the issue on the main stage, because anytime he's not shooting bots, that means something is going wrong. That is a man that lives inside of the firing range, but both of these teams, you can see maybe they met their maker in Atlanta FaZe, the only ones that have bested them thus far, and well, we've seen what meteoric performances it took to take these squads down. It goes from a Beezy getting 16 kills, 3 hills in a row to slow Optic down, and well, New York met a similar fate. Both of these teams hungry for that revenge.
Hungry indeed. FaZe waiting in that grand finals. We'll find out who gets to go to that grand finals. We'll find out who gets 3rd place in this very series. Wouldn't it be something for Optic to get a big major win here on MW2 still? A couple of majors left to go for all of our teams after this one, but I could hear the tick of the pre-game lobby starting. Ladies and gentlemen, the fist bumps are ready. It is now time to descend into Subbase. Elimination final matchup, the New York Subliners, Optic Texas. Here we go.
No more yapping. We let the gameplay speak for itself. Subbase to kick things off, and ooh, baby, the opportunity to make amends for your previous sins. Subliners would love to take Optic down at one of their best maps, be the first one to drop them as well. A perfect record across the entire year for Optic. That is old spawns and hills and the new. And I know Optic, they've already beat them on it once. It was P1. They set themselves apart. The opening break always sets the tone.
We descend into the hard point. We fly forward. The Subliners in all the usual spots. The trades are going to come to a close in a moment. We're going to see who finds that opening time. But it's not just that time we're fighting for. It's also that map pressure. It's keeping your opponents locked in, keeping them far away from the hard point.
Oh, this is already beautiful work by the New York Subliners, at least to strip away a good chunk of time off the rip. And you can see the containment they have over towards P2. Sib right now worried about long, but Optic continued to collect just a little bit of time. The Shotzi, well, they jump on him. No trophies to keep that man alive, and already an infinitely better P1 hill right now for the Subliners. Maintain the spawns, and I just got to make sure you watch the back. Kenny, he's approaching it. Skies, though, that is the L trigger. Irons up, but player down. Kenny getting it done.
Players, trophies, you name it, they're all dropping to Kenny right now. Spawns there for the boys of the Subliners, the other side of the map. Good work out, Kiz. Dashy with the trades. Whoa, Hydra finds it. Shotzi there to keep the time going.
And that is literally just Kenny, the difference maker for the team. You win the one gunfight, you flip the spawns, and you break through on P2. So that strong start Subliners had, well, that is completely washed away. Gear up again and try to break this time.
Here comes the break. Shotzi up in the hill. Time ticking. Good tags, not enough for the kill. 35 seconds still on the point and through the back door. Dashy holding him down. Gets himself two. Heavy fire. Subliners get the break.
Yeah, Sid, well-timed flank. Both these teams getting after it. Pred from up top, but maybe falls down for the movement. Got to get rid of that nade and, well, get back in the time. Optic clean house to get the final 20 seconds to scrap. And happy for the lead as you at least attempt to rotate over to New. New York Subliners keeping him pretty far away. Hydra going to be the player that wraps back to block those spawns. Everyone else, they just want to be a nuisance. You want to stop Optic in their tracks.
Right inside of the minimap. Oh, nice nades. Again, those coordinated nades from Optic. We see him in every series so far. Brilliant at taking care of those players. Kenny looks like he was stuck there for a moment. Now over to the stock. He's trying to creep his way through that backline. Bad news for him. Skies and Kismet, guns at the ready. They know something's coming here. And I think the stun or the nade may have given it up as well. So a two-pronged attack right now for Optic.
And Kenny applying that pressure, so number 6 has to back down and deal with them. Sky's not collecting the time because Kenny is trying to hunch you. He gets the help, and you can see the feed. Hydra for 2, Sid for the extra, and Pred, the last man standing from Optic. And he's gonna get the cruise. He doesn't get you out of time, but utility long-term. Pred awoken in the last series, doing what he can. And Dashy able to strike as well. All of this, though, just to keep the subliners at bay. That is still a strong amount of time that New York is able to get. About close to tying this game up as we rotate towards New. You can see Optic very well ahead of the rotation. Players pushed out. They got all their cuts. No one is slipping this net.
Yeah, subliners are not going to be able to get to that New hard point without a whole heap of trouble. And Skies is doing the best he can to just navigate. But there it is. Pred, the first on the board on this hard point. Time ticking away. We're looking at that lead change. Kenny cut down. Immediate trades though once again. Pred continuing the absolute masterclass so far. 14 and 6. Subliners yet to get close.
Yeah, and Shotzi being so annoying too, slowing these players down and keeping them at bay. Great damage as well. Not a single subliner can actually make the push. 30 seconds have gone by. The hill completely uncontested. Finally, Hydra and Skies able to get through, but the gunfight's on the time. Dashy keep him at bay. Big Bruce winning the gunfights from in the time.
Kez finally cuts him down. Kenny there, unable to save him. Spawns in the back now for the subliners. No, they've split. Shotzi in time. Is he going to be able to identify this final 10? The scrap going the way of Optic Texas may be a blessing. Split spawns though. Over towards the new hardpoint. Pred secured it once again. Kill number 15.
Yeah, now you got to read the flank though. Skies, he's going to be taking a long route to see if he can break this down. Optic haven't jumped in the hill just yet because they're waiting for the kills. Skies though working with Kismet. Look at the teamwork and coordination. Everybody winning their fights for subliners. The perfect start to the new hill.
Oh yeah, here comes the cruise. You're going to bounce back straight away from that 4 down. Hopefully flush these players out. Pred's going to be calling out every player's location. Catches one. Dashing out on the approach. Finds Kismet. Skies bounces back. Big tags, but not enough to slow down the approach. That's Optic's hard point.
That dolphin dive is so extra. Just a little bit of timing change that you have for moments like that just to be the bait, and Optic strike right back. Great use out of the cruise to make it annoying, and Kenny flying in top P2, cutting you off. Right now, left side spawns coming through for New York, at least mostly. They've pushed out and flipped him over to the right. So a 2-2 split. Optic trying to read this situation and set themselves up again on P1.
Back over to P1, first go around, very strong work out of Optic Texas. The lead is certainly theirs. Opening time going to be going the way of the subliners should they decide to dip the toe. But again, Pred continuing to be an absolute menace, lying in wait. 18 and 9. Once the time is right, he'll hit that hard point, stop the clock.
Yeah, eventually if nobody childs, you're going to know where to look. That's a great stun, but Pred, the damage is out. Kismet tucking himself away, and you got to reposition. Optic right now, they have the spawns towards New, but you can't give away too much time. And Pred, the distraction for Shotzi to get in the mix. And now from up top, so annoying, letting his teammates get the kills. Kenny for 2, Pred, he's all but a distraction. Optic at the time, and still ahead over towards New.
But now over towards New again. Sid v Kenny. Kenny winning the life battle, but not the teammate battle. Shotzi trying to get his way forward now as well. You've got a lot of angles to take care of on the approach. Whoa, Sid finds another, trades again. Subliners though, this time round, a lot stronger on that way to the new hard point.
And I took my eyes off the minimap for a moment, and in the meantime, New York subliners have at least flipped it and gone over towards P2. They're down by about 70 points, but the opportunity now to get back in the game. Sid winning gunfights from range, and that is from time, keeping these players at bay. Kenny, well, he's trying to trial Skies in the background.
Oh.
Wins it as well, but they're having to work these gunfights. Last one standing, Sid, well, from the heavens above. Kenny there to take him down.
Kenny cleaning house once again. Well, a solid lead now developing even further. A 70-something point game for Optic Texas. Let's go for a quick listen in.
Shit off that. Shit, bro. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, there's one guys. There's one here. I'm open.
I'm playing your old, Ken.
Yeah, don't push me out. I'm on. Back
left side.
P5.
When
he kills the guy.
Top right P5.
One way long. Yes, let's go.
Yeah, you went long. Pop go. Is it bot P1? P1 after the pop.
Get time.
Pop server. Pop server.
To be back P2, maybe back street.
Pop bottom server.
Back P2, I'm all P2. They can go mid.
I have all our guys.
I have all our guys.
Pop P1.
I have all
right.
Alright, they're all right, bro. I'll see the P2.
It was 2 P1 Falco.
Yeah, top side.
Dead.
Nice, one's in server.
In server on me.
They can go right. I'll pick up right up.
Oh, he's on the left, guys.
What do you got for me?
Get your top, get your top, get your top.
They go top.
Look, P top. Tunnel 1 HP, tunnel 1 HP. Tunnel top.
He went to the top tier.
I need back left, kid. I need back left.
I gotta reload. AJ.
Yeah, he. I'm holding back left. I'm holding back left, kid.
Back left, not challenge me. He can be
Has
at
to
the
be back
forklift.
left.
I don't see him. Back left on me, close.
I'm trying to
Absolute top.
I'm so one.
He's so one up top, bros.
I'm telling him. You're not telling me, look.
What we do?
I spun out.
What did P2 do on you?
He went back right then, Ed. He has to be back right.
I'm looking at it.
I spawn mid lane. I spawn on you,
Could be
Brandon.
dark. I'm showing P2.
One side, guys.
He's up there.
I can play for him.
Top 3. I need to play for me. Top 3, one shot.
Where'd he
Paco,
go?
he's so weak. Top 3. Right side, top 3. So weak.
I can't see him.
I need to kill that one guy. I spawn out.
I'll be in the back, boys. Back P2. Back P2.
I'm leaving this guy blue,
Back when you went. Top 3, Kismet.
Live. Just live. One's tunnel. One's tunnel to mid.
The 2 players we highlighted from Optic talking about their prowess on sub-base are popping off once again. Kenny has dominated P2 and Brett has dominated the game. It is a massive lead built up by Optic, who now just get a break down this hill once again. The kills flowing their way, the time being collected. 37 seconds and they win this game.
Holding on. Sublime is fighting tooth and nail just to get close. 30 seconds remaining here on the dry dock. Kenny's still sitting there with streaks. Able to blast this hill wide open if he has to. It's a stalemate right now. Nobody able to get to that point. And that's a fine thing if you're Optic Texas. You've got such a strong lead as Shotzzy now tries to exfiltrate the hard point.
I mean, it's just a moment. Try to get out and make sure you just keep the kills flowing your way. They do miss out on a good chunk of time, but again, 100-point gap between these 2 teams. Subliners, though, doing little things right. You pushed out P2. You're trying to set up around this hill, and Skies and Hydra are striking. Optic now off spawn, but look at the splits coming through. Number 1 and number 4 have at least gotten out, so Subliners now, they gotta fight the 2-front war. You turn your attention, and Shotzzy pierces the middle of it, picks you apart, and sets his team back up.
Somehow managing to do that and seemingly undetected. Dashy now in his happy place. Pred causing nothing but discourse through the lines of the Subliners. Pressure now on still. Find a corner. Enjoy the snow. As there's the kills again. Slide! A second for Pred. Looking for number 3. Oh, nearly with the butt of his gun. But Kismet tries to keep the play alive. You have to get going. This could be game.
This is just a victory lap now from Optic. The kills are flowing their direction. They are making it look easy. What a way to bounce back and set the tone. Optic Texas, perfect on sub base. 4 more points just to get it done.
Here comes the next few. Final 5. Optic aren't in position for the old hard point, but they are for the new. Subliners finally able to tighten their grip around the map for now, but good God, is it too late? It's first to 250, and this is certainly going to help. Kenny calling in the streaks. Easy pickings, not a lot of cover. Bye-bye Skies. Able to get on the hard point. That might be it. Dashy with the opener, looking to find their way in, but it's still the Subliners. They are holding on to the snow. The hands will be getting frostbite soon, and Optic are still unable to get a toe in.
It has been a 100-point deficit for the longest of time. The Subliners, though, they're falling, and on P1, you just get to flood. Shotzzy, the safety net, just in case. Pred, though, from 2, you get to strike one more player right now. It's Hydra, and hey, he wins the gunfight. He's keeping things mixy. But Optic, there you go, 249, a contest for a moment, but the game is done.
Delaying the inevitable, not an easy thing to do. Get time on P1 without a perfect setup, but Optic Texas open the series strong. The Subliners, sadly, come out a little colder. Again, a benefit of being in that winner's bracket final matchup. You go down to FaZe, you're still hot and ready to go. You prove it right then and there against New York.
And how do you think Pred is going to respond after holding the L in the last series? Well, bounce back, leading the lobby in every single category. 27 non-traded, more than every other player had total kills. His damage out of control, and even in the comms, you hear what he was saying about his former teammate in Civ. He's giving the gas to his teammates. He's let them know the trendsetter and tone getter there from Optic Texas. That is a comfortable run on sub base. The early advantage now in the series.
36 and 20. Pred currently worth his weight in gold with a 5.5k damage as well. Beautiful stuff. That's going to be that sub base. Over and out. Subliners not able to get too much going there. It was a little too sort of slow out of the gates, an issue that the team has had so far here, especially at Major 2, and again from D-Real, from their coach, saying if they come out hot, all good. It does take the Subliners a moment to get that locomotive going, but once they do, a very, very formidable team either way. Highlights now on your screen, and for those wondering at home, Dashy, 2 minutes and 20 in the hill.
Yeah, no, not too bad. The Super Soaker indeed, but it is just a map where I think the Subliners had maybe one strong P3 hold, but when you win P3, you lose the rotation over towards Sub, and Optic just able to do all the little things right. I think Kenny, especially just on P2, it was the opening break. He wins one gunfight against Skies, blocks those back spawns, gets him for a team, and you break that setup down, and that really does just set you up long term. Talk about one mistake being made and you're going to get punished. Well, Ken picks you apart. They get that momentum and never look back. A flawless performance there from Optic Texas. And now this is where things, to me, get extremely interesting. It is Karachi that New York chose to play for Search and Destroy in map number 2. But it is a map that Optic have been feasting on all year long. They have beaten the very best. They have an argument, very clearly, to be the best Karachi S&D team in the game. That's what New York wanted to go into. So this is a big opportunity. Go 2-0 in the series, but a dominant performance like that, the guns right now from Optic, they are feeling quite hot.
Yeah, I would imagine we've got something in store from the Subliners when it comes going back to Karachi. We've already seen, again, wall bangs, we've seen different angles, we're seeing new looks. But again, you're going to test that out, you're going to pull these tricks out against an Optic team that looks so formidable. Those one tricks, they maybe get you a round. They maybe give you 2 rounds of, of maybe second guessing a game plan. But when it comes to teams like this, man, I mean, you're going to have to take way more than that. This Karachi is going to be a very interesting one indeed. After Karachi, we take a triple dose of Invasion. We'll be playing Control, Hardpoint, and Search and Destroy on that one if we have to go the distance to find out who makes it to that grand finals. But for now, Karachi, Search and Destroy.
And we talk about the tricks and the trades. Well, it's the trades that might be necessary on the First Blood front from Optic when they played New York on this map. Last time, Optic won 9 out of the 11. Jeez. That being said, you win that many First Bloods, and it is still a nail-biter game. Subliners certainly had fight, but it was Shotzzy 4-0 on the First Blood front. He is a magician on Karachi. I look at it like a Call of Duty player. Shotzzy looks at it like a playground. He dances around the map. He finds all of the unique routes. He messes with your timings, and obviously a very difficult player to contain. That is going to be the goal right now from Subliners. You have to prepare, literally design your setups just around what Shotzzy is going to do on the First Blood front. And maybe that design is just let him do his thing and play on the opposite sections of the map, but especially around top and bottom red, Shotzzy going to be trying to do wondrous things. Now, I know certainly Optic were paying attention earlier, maybe a couple cheeky wall bang spots they're going to have to be privy to, but I'm sure they will be making that adjustment.
Well, notepads out, folks. Class is in session. Map number 2. Optic Texas taking on the New York Subliners. We're going to Karachi for Search and Destroy, and there you go. It's another nade.
And that is exactly where Envoy died in round 1 when Subliners played Toronto earlier. You take down Shotzzy, already feeling much more comfortable, and it was virtually the exact same strat. The difference now, though, Pred, he has found himself in the privy position to try to break this down. The timing is on point, and he has struck.
As soon as he knows the bomb's not got a player on it, he checks all the usual places, finds one out. And Pred's moving loud, not running covert. Making just enough noise. Big win there from Hydra, the right gun at the right time.
Now from Hydra, he's behind enemy lines. Kenny, though, not a gun that he can really chase with. Has to be a bit more cautious. He's directly above him, and Hydra's headset has been out of control on the Karachi S&Ds. He knows Ken is up top, and that's why his team isn't yet planning the bomb. Trying to isolate this one player, and Hydra hasn't gotten it just yet.
Well, he was there. He had him lined up, and Kenny, oh dear. 20 seconds to go in the round in this 2v2. Optic Texas don't have to move, but there's the bomb plant. Hydra, oh dear, that's going to sting, and there we go. Kismet cleaned up for the final kill. A swift and relatively safe retake, and I do believe Pred shot a body.
Well, I mean, hey, Pred can do whatever he wants after the map one he just had. Also, absolutely makes the play. That is 8 New York Subliners get the First Blood and lose the round. Players right there from Optic on point. Pred sets him up, and then the instincts from Kenny. There is no chasing Hydra. You can see he heard you coming from a mile away, but Kenny just maintains the high ground. That is Kylo Ken. Understands the importance of elevation.
It's a family thing. It's a big family thing. You wouldn't understand unless you've seen all the Star Wars films. 3-0 there for Pred. Lovely first round from him. Dodging all the days this time round. No trophy in play for it, but the boys of Optic Texas have learned their lesson. Shotzzy's going to make his way out towards the street side. There are plenty of members of the subliners in position, but whether or not they see him is the other thing. Trying to clear out mid. Dancing the dance he does. Shotzzy's now in his horribly unfortunate new home.
And he's up here with an MCW as well. And this is a spot where, like, I would never check it if you get up here. For Shotzzy, this might just be a guaranteed kill. His team gets the bomb down. It is a 4v4 retake, and Pred found himself in an interesting position as well. Shotzzy gonna hear all of this. He knows players are in green.
Complete coverage in the middle of the map. Pred cut down through the middle of the street, but there's a Halo gunfire. Keeping these boys at bay for as long as possible. Shotzzy springs alive for the final kill of the round. Goes his way. Back-to-back rounds, Optic.
That is absolutely easy. Shotzzy gets in position. His teammates take their time, and as soon as you get the bomb plant, it's just about the patience waiting to make his move. Notice how he doesn't jump as soon as the door gets open. He waits for the engagements to roll through. Doesn't give the subliners any time to calculate, no time to think. And that is back-to-back very impressive rounds coming out from Optic. Kenny as well on a 3 spree. Got to keep that in the back of your mind long term, but New York subliners, they wanted this. They wanted Optic on Karachi. We haven't seen enough just yet. Those nades from downtown, though, they were looking for the first blood. So close and yet so far, but now you know Shotzzy, he's in his home. You think he's top red, already repositioned.
There's the reposition, there's the fight, but there's a lot of members of subliners here. Shotzzy can't get any more. Info passed over, though. Lots of red dots on his mini-map. Passes it to Kenny. Kenny finds one. Can't get another. Sky's good work. Dashy there for the trade immediately. And now it's a 2v1.
That is trust in the comms. He heard the one-shot call out and flew in with a pistol. Now Hydra. And between these two players, great trigger discipline, but question is, how quick can he be to trade out Dashy?
Oh, no! Big Bruce Boy's fists to the back alley. What reaction time. Wham!
Never go against Batman in hand-to-hand combat. He is going to take you down. 3 rounds now in a row from Optic. Exquisite performance so far. You saw the idea from the subliners, by the way. They were catching Kenny with the nades, but not quite perfectly coordinated. It was only there for the damage. And Optic are playing with all the confidence in the world. They are running it down. They are challenging. And for good reason. Subliners right now struggling so far on Karachi.
Again, dodging nades. Such lovely routes taken to avoid the usual spots. Shotzzy got some damage in. Sid, EOD might not save you here, mate. Oh, it just about does. Hydra there for the immediate first blood. So good work. An advantage now had. Can you turn it into a round win?
Well, here's a day 1 corner. Optic. Something you need to check. Well, Pred's actually clearing the routes toward mid.
Hello?
And that's just above Kismet. He's calling this out to his teammates, but Kismet's giving information on the A side of the map, and 2 players from Optic are stacked up towards mid in green, but the difference isn't going to be enough. Kenny does get caught. Dasher might find a pick, but it's still a man advantage, and now last man standing doesn't last for long. Subliners off the back of the first blood on point. And it was Shotzzy just a little bit too aggressive. That answers the question why Shotzzy has the MCW. He's looking to catch Sib on that cross out to bridge. He was slightly off, just a little too slow. That was enough for Hydra to go and get that kill. Subliners executed after the fact with a man advantage. No mistakes being made.
Starting to build a spree here. All starts with 1. Plenty of comebacks been had in this tournament, and again for a team like the subliners, albeit for 1 change, your current reigning world champs. What have they got in the playbook? 2-2 split. Not talking about dancing attire. Hydra's in. Catches Shotzzy. That's an outstanding first blood.
Aggressive Chow, just going straight down mid, run it down, and well, with the man advantage, you have so much time just to let Optic make a mistake. Everybody pumping the brakes, and New York Subliners spreading the map, waiting for the information to come to them.
It's full pockets for Kiz. There's the smoke.
And this is it's a complete bait, by the way. He's making noise at B just to drag 2 Optic arrows over towards this site. So Kismet just playing with Optic Texas. Meanwhile, Kenny, lone defender, dealing with 3.
He's at the bus stop waiting for the play. There it is. Bomb down. Can Kenny find another one? Reinforcements arrive in the form of Dashi. All bases are covered right now. The fake play over by B still going though. Big Bruce gets involved as well. What a brilliant defensive round from Optic. Hydra though still alive, makes it a 2v2.
And you still have Pred that's been worried about Kismet this entire time, but the SMG duo for New York, they have grouped up together. They got to go towards this bomb and they got to go straight towards Kenny.
Kenny's lying in wait again, found a different corner this time, 15 seconds. You have got to get moving. Hydra recovers the bomb. Hello, the second. Hydra gets it. Got to plant fast. He has time to plant. Pred now in the 2v1.
Can you get information on both of these players? Kismet from up top. You see one cross. You've seen them both. You know they're both there.
He has to send it. And Pred, he's not going to cut him down the middle. He's going to hit the front. There's the fight. Ring around a Rosie. Pocket full of Posey. A tissue. A tissue. Pred falls down. Subliners. Back to back.
And credit to Kismet, man. You have no time left on the clock, but Ken playing a day 1 corner. It was a nail biter, but they checked it. Those instincts on point. And even for Kismet in the back alley to make sure nothing gives away. There's actually Hydra. There you go. Just speedy as well. Flying past and checking it. So Hydra for the first, Kismet for the next. New York Subliners smooth sailing in that round. Ken nearly made the play to break him down, but they take care of business and stay afloat in this game.
Those Hydra kills and the bomb recovery, bomb plant, you name it, man. He really had to do it all there. Brilliant, brilliant work. Subliners 1 away from tying it up. Slightly different looks here. Dashi just hops, checks it, gets it.
And you have Kismet there basically just baiting for a Hydra, but Dashi built different. He gets the kill too fast, so he does get traded out, but he's changed things up, and I think Ken felt the instinct that Hydra's up above. Shotzzy certainly knows and able to take him down. These 2 SMG players, they are flying at each other.
Oh, Sky spots him out. He's damaged. The dance is on. Big tags. Skies gets away with his life. Teammates now scrambling to help out. Sid from behind. Pred doing everything he can now in a 1v1 against his old teammate.
Who is the better player off the old Surge squad? MCW in hands of both.
Here we go.
Intel.
Stuns it. Sib brings it up close. He even got a body shot in before the round ended. 3-3.
Gotta let the old teammate know. Sib, the movement clean. Nice little 2-pump. Goes prone and hits him with the 1 after the fact. Respecting GAs and keeping it as close as you can get. That stun did not matter. What a play by Sib.
Such a hard fight to take. You saw from Pred's POV as well, even with the rival. And Sib has proven himself to be such a formidable 1v1 fighter. So tough to bring him down. 3-3, all square. Optic on defense.
And Optic, they're going for nade kills off the rip over towards B, but nobody home, so a lot of frags expended. No kills coming through. Shotzzy on defense, though, straight up the middle of the map. You get control of that. That is an impossible gunfight to win, even for Sib, getting out of dodge. But now, if you're on the Subliners, you're just uncomfortable.
Gotta watch out for Shotzzy. He's gonna make you real uncomfortable. Oh no, the timing. Kismet chews him up. Pred gets brought down again. Sib now starting to get in his head, maybe.
Getting caught. Solo Chow after solo Chow in so many rounds in a row for the Subliners. Kenny trying to find the timing to get through the smoke, but it's the coverage to get the bomb down, and nobody getting through that. Subliners, another dominant round. It does not feel good when you have no presence on the map, when you are stuck in your spawn, but Shotzzy and Pred both getting caught completely over aggressive. And Subliners ironed up. You saw even the way Sid was playing it in a corner, waiting for the squad to come help him out. Not an easy moment to get used to. That is trust in the comms and coordination of your teammates. That is also 4 rounds in a row for New York. They have been on a tear.
Yeah, the first 3 looked so dominant. And now they cannot seem to stop. It's straight Pringles now from the subliners. What have they got in this round? Middle of the street has been absolutely obliterated. Optic are bringing the bomb to B.
And maybe on the flank, Pred versus Kismet. Always potential in the minimap for one of these players to make a move, but the rest of the action over towards B. A lot of noise has been made. Kismet just gets caught. Over-aggressive advantage for Optic.
Preds have enough of this. Big Bruce, what a gunfight. Sib got just enough shots in there to push him back. A peach of an 8 as well.
And Optic are going for the plant. They're going to take their time. They back down, and Shotzzy might be 1 HP, but they're waiting for Pred to get back in the mix. Oh! Well, Dashy might fall, but there's Pred. The trades are in, 3 versus 2. Optic playing very smart in these moments. Skies and Sib looking for the clutch.
And again, they're thinking about that A-bomb as well. So now you've got a very awkward moment. Pred, the timing not necessarily paying off. Shotzzy there to help out. His timing, all good. Skies finds himself alone against Shotzzy and Pred.
And there's just nowhere you can go. He killed the bomb planter. It was a nice attempt, but those SMGs just flying around the map, and that is the pace switch up as well. If the players on Optic go for the plant in that moment when Pred is out of the picture, who knows how the round plays out. It could have been a punishing moment. They make the right call. They back down towards the bridge. They wait for Pred to get in position. That's when Dashy goes back top third. Everything is timed out perfectly right now from Optic on Karachi. Tied up 4-4 though. New York back on the attack.
You can see the pressure is on. Optic have burnt their 3-round lead, now all square. It's first to 6. We're very much in the business end of this S&D. Ow.
This B side effectively wide open, and Hydra's gonna get that first blood. And as soon as he falls, New York, do they make the call? Do you force it through on B? Yes, they absolutely do. Kismet going for the plant, man advantage, bomb down.
And how many times this round we've seen that smoke go down with no bomb. Hydra finds his second on the round, and now forward you fly. Optic are in trouble. Skies makes it all under Dashy, and Dashy shooting, but it's not going to amount to much. Map point, New York.
Just catching these players a little too aggressive, playing off their tendencies. So much homework you do for these moments. These teams, they know for a fact, high likelihood you play against each other, especially on Sunday. Subliners have chosen this map. It started out a bit rough, but the adjustments are here. 1 round away from tying up the series.
Hydra has had one hell of a map. 11-7. The first bloods have been on point. He's had Shotzi's number. And here comes the nades. 1, 2. Oh my God! You may never see it again. 3. Oh, they're all gone. Pred's here. Where are my boys? I've got the bomb and I've got no hope. It's a 1v4, seconds into the round.
Optic have a van, Subliners have a car. The bombs explode, and what a way to put the stamp on this game.
Oh my God. Hey, if Skies had got that would have been something, but it was Sib. It wasn't a nail in the coffin. They built the whole thing. Nails, the wood, there was a sweet plaque on the top and everything. We have not seen a search and destroy like that before.
And that was not the first time Subliners were going for those pre-nades. All they did was just mess with that timing. They do it perfectly, and as soon as that bomb went off, I saw the smile on Hydra's face. They knew they absolutely got him. What a performance there on Karachi. The homework pays off. You get an A+ and credit the whole way around, especially so. Sib might not have had a ton of kills that game, but that 1v1 he had against Pred when his team is working on the comeback, former teammates letting him know.
Look at the start and the finish of that round though. The first round opens up with a Skies big nade, same place, and that time it pays off. You don't do it once for the rest of the round. You teach Optic to worry about that spot, and then you mess with the timing. Same with the B-bomb smokes. Smoke goes down, bomb gets planted, bomb doesn't. You're training your opponents to look out for these moments. New York Subliners, big brain plays, big stats as well. Hydra in the gunny. Skies adds 3 to the pile in that round alone. Well, we have a series, folks. Invasion, invasion, invasion. That is not what's happening right now. That's what's happening in the series. We weren't letting everybody know that World War III has started, but in this matchup, it may as well have. We're going to a quick commercial break, folks. When we come back, we play Invasion Control to find out who takes the lead in the series and who finds himself one step closer to a grand final against FaZe.
Upgrade your game with a Scuf. Save $30 on the official CDL collection at scuf.co/CDL.
Get better with the Scuf, the first performance gaming controller. Visit scuf.co/CDL to change your game.
The Call of Duty Week is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
It's not just CDL points and cash, we're also playing for a trophy. To add to the trophy cabinet of one of our 3 remaining teams in this tournament, Optic Texas, the New York Subliner, and of course Atlanta FaZe already in that grand finals. We'll find out in a moment who gets to go to it. For now though, we're tied up 1-1 in this absolute throwdown. 2 magnificent squads going toe-to-toe, tete-a-tete so far. We've said goodbye to 2 maps in the series. We say hello to map number 3, Invasion Control.
and a grueler of a map. Anyone that's played on it or watched it, we already know the deal. Defense is dominant. Any extra edge you can have to win an offensive round, to get those extra ticks, it goes such a long way. Optic, they have been running it down on this map. One of the best, if not the best, attacking team in the game. But what we've seen from this tournament, Subliners, they do not fear it. They will clutch in these moments. They can be out of control. Hydra, especially for an SMG player to have stats that good and that clean, always a force to be reckoned with, and a reminder, the lowest of the low.
Oh my god, I can't believe you said that. Here we go, into the map, flying into what looks to be a pretty solid A hit. Shotzi's clean up B though, that's going to be all good. Hydra manages to infiltrate the back lines of the Optic defense. Stay secret, stay safe. Or let Dashy have it. Look towards the middle of the map. What heads up play? Kenny, bang, Hydra. Finds himself another, keeping the front line open now for his boys.
Yeah, this is nightmare situation from Optic. Just the idea of trying to get Hydra out of your spawn, but the timing goes Kenny's way. But Kenny, well, wrong gun for the job, but the right strap to make it happen. Clear out Hydra, feel a bit more comfortable, but right now, Subliners, they're pouring the pressure on A. One good gunfight from Kismet, he can be the opening, but no trophies. Shotzzy inside of your base, and Shotzzy letting players run by, trying to be a nuisance, but maybe too big for his britches, a little bit too smart. All he's doing right now is forcing Skies to hang back, but less than 30 seconds on the clock. Only the first tick just now coming through. Optic, if you get this break, you can devastate the Subliners.
Done a great job so far, burning the clock. Pred now on the flank. Good shots, couple in the Dashy, no problem. Just about 20 seconds to go in the round. Hydra still finding kills all over the place. Middle of the map, no way safer. And that's it. The B's going to get drained as well. Potentially no hope in hell for the Subliners so far. This has been a magnificent defense.
This is as dominant as it gets. And for Subliners, there's just simply nowhere to go. Everywhere running straight into the irons right now of the Optic players. 5 seconds on the clock. You're forced to go towards B. The door is closed. And that is a perfect round on defense. Already a massive advantage in this game.
1 minute and 48 seconds. Not bad whatsoever. Not quite perfect though, but pretty good.
I mean, did they even get that single ticker? I mean, either way, if you're like that far behind, that is quite literally perfect. You might add a few deaths, but whatever. Shotzzy handling it perfectly. The decision-making and the timing on whether he wants to flank or trusting his teammates, absolutely nailed it. Optic not wasting any time, maybe trying to speed run this invasion. Straight over towards B they go. The stun, well, they can't slow you down, but the Semtex can. Shotzzy gonna fall, and well, Dashy, his only job right now is to draw pressure and attention over towards this A zone. Beatdown doesn't quite work, but you see the kills from Optic being picked up on the feed on the other side of the map. They've got the pressure on B. No spawn traps just yet.
Snap, crackle, and pops Hydra. Slow cap, still working out a B. Dashy from his perch now finds himself down like, oh, Shotzzy loses a tough one to Skies.
And this is huge. Dashy now the lone man on point. You can see he's forced to back down. So as good as Optic's first defense was, well, New York have an opportunity to attempt to replicate the same. Hydra wins a big win. Skies for the follow-up. The trades are all there. And Pred, well, last man standing can't get it done. Kismet guns you down, and you are back to square one. Welcome to the Palace spawn.
Shotzzy's going to try to fight his way out. The rest of the boys have all stacked up towards that lower side of it. Kismet still an unrelenting suppression from that side of the map. 35 seconds on the clock. You are burning this one now. Not quite as perfect as Optic were in the first round, but so far so good.
And Civ and Skies are effectively containing the entire team. There are no open avenues of attack. This is a stranglehold. Only a single ticket's come through. Optic desperate just to make a move, and before they get too far, they might have to worry about getting flanked as well. You still got Hydra behind enemy lines at B. 12 seconds on the clock for Optic. There's almost nowhere to go.
They can't account for everything. Kenny
Huge win.
7.6 seconds. Holds it. The rest of the team should be able to get there. Pred passes some information across to the lads as now they capture the point. 3-man stack on a B. That's the second segment gone. Third's on the way out in a moment. Kismet, he might send it. Oh, he does. Whoa, to get it. They get him off. Pred has to get the kill. He's got 3 seconds. It's done. What a defense. That was unbelievable timing from New York.
Yes and no. Look, for a standard round on defense, that's great, but they are still going to be behind, so that is not ideal, and that is a moment where I think Hydra might have just tweaked. He was the one that was back tank over by Ice Cream, and, well, he loses that gunfight to Ken, and that was the open door. Yes, they slam it shut on the zone. It's a great round on defense, but you are still behind. You still got to dig deep and just deliver ever so slightly, just a little bit extra.
Anything can happen. But as far as the segments go, Subliners trailing. Pressure towards B. They're trying to play it safe, trying to get themselves on the board in the long run. Skies gets his first as Hydra pressuring now forward towards the apartment side. Can he get this player out of that spot? Shotzzy is unaware. The Frenchman cuts him down. Eyes under the second through the middle of the map. Still nobody really finishing the capture by B.
And Dashy's now the one that's sort of setting up the spawn kills right now and being a nuisance towards the subliners. He's wrapping back, though, just to keep A secure, because Skies, well, he's found himself in Cafe, Hydra in DVDs. And the clock now being stopped on the objective. Another big gunfight win. Kenny gets traded, but before he can get the cruise, Hydra is going to fall. But at least that first segment has come through. The first one subliners are able to collect.
They're on their way over towards A as well. Sib with the foot race, spots out one. Definite information pass now. Red dots are another thing. Good awareness from Kenny, but not enough for the gun. He gets it. 3 spree from Sib.
And his teammates winning the gunfight as well over towards Ace. So you stop the clock, got 2 players set up for the spawn kills. Kismet just has to live. His players can keep him at bay.
Oh my god. Oh, Hydra cuts down another, so you're keeping that front line safe. Optic about to get in a position. Dashy finally punches a hole. Here goes the hit. Big win! Bruce saves the day.
He's got to keep going, though. He's going to get traded. Skies keeping the pressure up, and he gets the trophy out as well. The second tick, though, doesn't come through. But in the meantime, you've got the extra tick that you were desperate for on A. You're right back towards this B zone. Subliners maybe finding a little bit of that offensive magic. Still, though, a long way to go in this round.
Stretching Optic as thin as they possibly can across the map, all the way to A, now all the way to B. That's massive work now. 2 segments at B, so they're in the lead as far as the capture point goes. Looking to close this out now, and that has changed the face of this invasion map so far.
Oh, Shotzzy dancing, though, baiting out Kismet. He can't deliver. Enough work being done, and, well, Dashy keeps you around, and, well, players from Optic have been taking turns bullying down on this, like, street. Kenny might fall, but with 30 seconds left, you got to flood through straight towards B.
Hydra's crept in. Pounces. Stop the clock for a moment. Pred still upstairs is going to be an issue. He does have coverage, so once you're able to get the kill on a Pred, you're able to capture the point. Kenny and Dashy now reinforcing. That's a big moment. Hydra still alive. Hydra down. 20 on the clock.
Keep him away. Optic, you do not want to give away the extra ticks. Play nice and aggressive here on defense. Kismet has made it towards Broken, but he's going to get gunned down. 10 seconds left. New York are going to flood in through the process.
Here we go. Dashy trying to stop him. 6.1 seconds. Oh, Bruce pokes out. Teammates finding kills. The subliners, they can't deal with it. They cannot deal with the pressure, but Kismet is still alive.
I mean, Kismet doing everything he can. You got to challenge, just get him off the zone. Look at the angle he's chosen to go with. Is it good enough? You stop the clock. Kismet, he's bottom the time.
Pred sends it, and they capture the point just a millisecond too late. What an unbelievable round of control. It's still going.
In a 6v4, you win this on lives on either team. Optic have a small advantage, but plenty of time right now from New York. The nades rolling through, couldn't quite catch him, and well for subliners. Now you're down to 3.
Oh my word. Kismet, see you in the next round. Skies and Hydra get theirs on the approach forward. Pred should be able to get one if they do send it into the back of this shot. Pump the brakes. 30 seconds.
Dashy's making noise, too. I don't know if Sib can hear it. He absolutely did. One small mistake, you might get punished.
3v3. Shotzzy. Guns up down the street. That nade's not going to connect. Through the back, Hydra punches a hole. All down to Skies. As Shotzzy with a tactical retreat. Can he find it here? I don't know if he knows exactly where he is. Yes, the teammates are there. Wow, from the jaws of defeat.
I gotta say, Optic maybe a little bit too passive in that round to give up that B zone. Kismet was the only player alive for such a long time, but the Bulldog, the intimidation factor coming in clutch. It could have been another devastating round on defense, but Subliners, they cut their losses, they create the opportunity. You still have to clutch up on the defensive end, but they've put themselves in a winnable spot.
Map point Optic. Shotzzy with the Dolphin dive, just try to dodge that first nade. Will not be hitting the B side of the map until the L3 gens. There we go, he's in. Here's the capture. Kenny's there in the off angle for it, finds Sib. The door bursts wide open. Pred's cutting mid-map into pieces.
And this is beautiful work as well. Again, Optic, all they're looking for, as long as you secure the B zone, you're feeling great. Pred, well, he can't get the cruise. But if B is secure, Optic will get that defense.
This has been such a strong attacking round already. Now let's find these kills, push Kismet back, that's it, keep the life advantage you've got. As many hit points as your players have. You have to make the most of the damage your teammates have done. And Shotzzy on the cross. Pred pokes a hole, this is huge. They're into A. It's a two-man stack, Shotzzy and Pred are there. Keep the subliners back.
Who cares about defense if you can just win it here? 2 players on the point, you're flooded into a tough chow. The stuns are great, but the trade for Shotzzy even better. The only problem, they just did not have a trophy. An extra tick collected, but 2 minutes and so much map pressure. Optic, Kenny right now, slowing it down, waiting for the reinforcements to roll through.
Drain the effort. Optic managed to get there on that first hit. Back to square one on A. Huge damage, not enough the kills. Dashy's going to go in for it. Bruce. 1 down, 2 down, 3 down. All dead. That's the map. Optic are in. Our first part of the Invasion trilogy comes to a close. We're going to a hard point.
Who cares about defense when you can play like that? A team that has been running it down on the offensive end on Invasion. Optic, they make it happen once again. And both these teams, man, feeling the pressure on the main stage in an elimination match on Sunday. But Kenny, the resolve, just the patience he has in that moment to wait for his teammates. It is a 2 versus 4 around the zone. They iron up, they let the spawners come back and get into the mix. Those are the veteran plays there for the new man on Optic Texas. And I know when we take a look at this stats page, Kenny was balling out the entire time as well. Yeah, nearly 5K damage, a Titan in that lobby. Kenny, the MVP of map 3, 11 assists as well on top of 22 kills. The most involved player on the map and making those game-winning plays in the end. I love that sort of duo-ship he had with Dashy. Kenny's the first one to get in the mix. He gets so much damage out on skies, on venting, and whatever player came in for the chow that Dashy knows he can fly. And the gunfights that they can win, completely on point. These players are absurd.
Absurd. Highlights. We get to see some of that teamwork in effect. Whatever side of the showers, whatever side of the A zone you hit in, you've got an Optic player sliding it. Massive, massive kills from both teams here. I mean, we saw a very strong start from Optic Texas. Subliners bounced back brilliantly in their defensive round and nailed by it from there. But after that chance, all Optic all day.
Yeah, they were just making, I mean, their defenses are just too clean. They set the tone round 1 with the near perfect round. This is certainly one that got spicy in the final moments, but Pred and Shotzzy in effectively a round of S&D. They handle the map perfectly. And then towards the end, you see just the trades on point there from Optic. It was beautiful work, but not just these kills towards the end. This is the moment. It's when Kenny is calming out exactly where the players are, exactly how weak they're going to be. Dashy, we saw the way he was playing on Karachi too. If he gets a call, he is soaring straight in. And with a beamer like that, can be the difference maker. Optic, match point. 1 map away, and they've booked their trip to the grand finals.
They play FaZe once again. The New York Subliners, you've already played FaZe in the tournament, and it was a Game 5 banger. We'll see if that happens again. Well, our first part of Invasion Trilogy done. Part 2, Invasion, The Return. We'll play Hardpoint next, and if we have to go to Game 5, that's the return of the Invasion, Search and Destroy. The way this series is going, I mean, the first sub base was not that strong for the New York Subliners. Since then, they have managed to pick up pace. They have got things going. But right now, Optic, the respawns are looking great. We'll find out how this goes in a moment.
And especially so in the respawns, it felt like just one player from Optic just has that meteoric performance. Pred in the map one, absolutely dominant on sub base in that lobby. I mean, the damage numbers he had, he just stood above the rest. Kenny, the exact same thing in that control, rising to the occasion. Someone on the New York Subliners needs to be able to fight back, but I know on the flip side, maybe just another player to take his turn. Shotzzy has been bonkers this entire stage. He hasn't needed to have a pop-off moment yet in this series, but him and Pred together so far, they've just been out of control. You see, again, just a little bit extra there from Pred, but a wonderful map as well. It's not often a 1.24 KD gets overshadowed.
And that's just this series alone. The series is not over yet. Invasion Hardpoint, we're loading in right now. Subliners' last chance in the tournament to stay alive and get a shot of redemption against FaZe in that grand finals. Optic, same can be said. FaZe have knocked both of these teams down. Who rises up to take it to them? This is going to be an absolute delight. Here we go. Map number 4 of our elimination finals. And the tension is in the air. Optic can smell the wind.
Lean forward in your gaming chairs into the locked-in position. Optic nades out and about, straight down the pipe, middle of the map, and you clear out mid, you look towards the wing. Shotzzy, the timing, waiting for the door to open. Well, Kismet gonna slam that one shut. The response is there from the Subliners, picking up every kill, looking to set that tone.
What the hell is this opener? It looked great from Optic, but the New York Subliners just said, yeah, cool. Everything that happens there, we're gonna deal with it and we're gonna get the time.
I mean, again, on a homework front, these guys have been out of control. That was a perfect opening break. They have already flipped those spawns. Subliners doing everything right for the moment. Now it's just about holding on. 20 seconds left on P1. Optic looking to break it down to get the scrap time. Kenny and squad going to be able to do exactly that. Final 15 seconds to go to them. And keep in mind, Kismet actually spawns out. This is a tough moment, but Shotzzy's turning for it. So the comms and awareness right now on point, but the gunning for Kismet even better. Woo. Players from Optic doing what they can. By the way, Kenny comes off spawn. He's on a 5.
Straight into it. 6. He's not over yet. Trophy down. He's got a cruise. It's down to the Renetti. His teammates are there to keep it going. Hard point in the hands now of Optic. Sid may find 2, but you have space to work with. Skies gets the 3rd. Kenny now all alone by the dozer.
Dude, if you were doubting me when I said he's the most important player on this team, there's a shade of exactly why. A perfect opening break for the Subliners. Off spawn, he comes back and gets a cruise. Helps it for the breakdown, and the kills now from Optic starting to go their way. That's 3 in the feed in the time now collected.
Hydra on the flank picks up 3 before Shotzzy can get him from spawn. This hardpoint has been a massacre from both sides, and neither team really able to get much out of it. Shotzzy driving forward, gets himself a Kismet. Hydra again in the feed. He's on 7 and 4 already.
Oh man, Hydra on this hill alone. How many kills did he just get? 5 or 6 just on P2, and you'll take that. The way things were going on this rotation, it could have been out of control, but that is exactly what Hydra is. The man has just dominated this kill feed.
He's everywhere and everything all at once. Yeah, you see what I did there, guys? Yeah, there you go. 15 seconds to go on our brand new hardpoint. Over to the showers once again. Optic Texas, so not in it to get the time just yet. Lead change, Subliners for now. Sky's trying to keep these boys pinned down. And Pred to Shotzzy, health regen, back at it. Doesn't seem to matter. Skies and Hydra once again. Hydra is on a massive spree. 7. He's got himself streaks, and he's looking for more.
Reading the spawn too. Finally, someone able to shut him down in Optic. They will take advantage of that small mistake. Finally, the back spawns get open. Hydra picks you apart for that amount of time, and yet somehow after all of that, Optic might even come away with the lead. That is a ridiculous sequence of events, and we got ourselves a banger right now of a map 4.
Oh yeah. Poke your head out and pay the price is exactly what's happening right now. The slaying department right now for the Subliners working overtime. Shotzzy's been spotted on the cross now. He's made his way through it. Pred, though, going to back him on up. And again, this is the Park hardpoint. We know how hard it is to get time on this hardpoint. The streaks are certainly going to help, though. Hydra can flatten that whole area.
It's also like the fight for these right-side spawns. Kismet wants to stay alive, and now Hydra's going to have to get the player out of time, but he's going to need to live. He can't get it done, so that means Palace spawns for the Subliners. And Optic right now, it is just about keeping these players at bay. I know it's 30 seconds to go on this old time, but you're trying to set yourself up on the rotation. Actually doesn't want to give him the time, and well, he's on a 5. He is not going to let it happen.
Started to slowly but surely get things going before being sniped by Hydra. And it's unbelievable gameplay right now. Dare I say we shouldn't look away from this POV because this man is absolutely tearing Optic to pieces.
He's not missing a bullet either. The headshots he's collecting are out of control. Kenny having to tuck himself in a deep corner. They got the intel. They know Hydra's behind him, but Hydra completely by his lonesome, stunned out as well. That might be the only way to shut him down.
Brilliant work. Sky is once again pressured out towards the point, gets himself a couple. Open street. No trophies at play yet. He does have one to use, so we're going to dive on into this hard point now under the safety of that trophy system. Hydra pushing the spawns out, making sure that Optic have got no options.
And he's reading it too. It's the awkward spawns in the back, but Hydra is on point. That is kill number 20.
11 for Sib, 20 for Hydra. This is an absurd performance. And the scoreline, they've only just taken the lead back.
This is the French phenom that is playing out of his mind. It is out of control. It's only a 12-point game. But so many of these situations, subliners have been in bad spots, but the bailouts have been insane. Now to the degree where Optic have just been getting spawn trap back gas while subliners collecting all of this time. And you have a couple players on Optic with a slow performance. All 4 players negative. Shotzzy and Pred, the SMG duo, simply cannot match Hydra.
Back to P1. Low scoring game. A lot of contest time though, so again, the game clock not necessarily a huge factor yet, but it might be. Kismet now finds himself a 5 spree. 21-9 from Hydra. He's trying to have himself a purge game. He can get himself that hill time. But it's absolute mania here on Invasion. Dude, he's just ridiculous.
Ken's the only player it feels like that can back him down, and well, sets up Dashy for a 2-piece while he does get traded. Optic looking to go and collect this time. Skies, though, as soon as the hill pops, wants to strike and make his move, times it perfectly, makes the time white. Just again, this is without question a game that is going to come down to the game clock. Neither team has made it past 100 points, and there's just over 2 minutes left on it. So long term right now, this has basically just been a massive game of TDM.
Massive game of TDM. I mean, technically, the subliners should be winning it, but outstanding work. Back up to P2 we go. Just about 2 minutes on that game clock. We should see a bit of time here, Chance.
Yeah, Optic are going to be setting up around the time, waiting for the cruise missile to come through. Here it comes from Ken, but in the meantime, look at the kills. New York subliners jump on it, attack you. The cruise can't get anything, and Optic could not get a single kill. Utility burned, and you are getting nothing on the map. A suffocating performance right now from the subliners.
Kiz is absolutely shooting. Sib slowing down the reinforcements.
Out right now is going to be Kenny. Everybody else on spawn, and this might be the most important rotation of the game. Optic desperate to get away, but they are just running into death. A potential another cruise to come through. Kenny right now has to stay alive. He needs his teammates to get in the mix.
Showers once again. Subliners would be there. Surrounded by Optic players, so at this point in time you want to do everything you can to get in that point ASAP. The lead's starting to develop now for New York, sitting prettier. Kenny with the kills, into the time.
Dude, Kenny has got amongst men right now. He's over there making the play on those late flanks, and well, Sib desperate for a kill, but Optic in the meantime just happy to collect the time. They could get the gas spawns again. In a moment where you needed Ken to make that hero play, not only does he give you the spawns and give you the time, Kenny shuts down Sib as well.
Kenny shutting down Sib. The subliners still with a slight lead, but it is dissipating moment by moment. Let's go for a quick listen in with the New York subliners.
Yeah. Zero push up here, okay?
Nice.
I'll beat down for you.
Keep the right. I'll get right.
I don't see bar yet.
I'm getting left. I killed one.
ACD, where?
Cheers. On top of it, cheers. Cheers.
Dead.
There's that.
One more on the left of me. Medic. Medic right side, please. Medic right side, please.
We don't have to push, guys.
One shot on. Yeah, one shot on.
Medic, push your bar.
Heard you.
Iron your bar.
One guy's bar right now. Front glass.
There's 3 right. There's 3 right, guys.
One guy's on me, L.
There's 3 right. There's 3 right. They're trying. They got one. They got one. They're going by ACD fast.
DVD
after that. DB close up to you.
DVD win. DVD's win.
DVD.
One more twist. Look on me.
Twist out. Nice. I'm getting I saw her.
Heard you. I'm waiting.
Right. On my. Fire. Beat him. Close up. Beat him.
Beat down.
One's a river. One's cutting a river.
River,
Shot
okay.
weak beat on. River tank, I think.
He's laying down river tank, one shot. Laying down left side river tank.
Left side, have the bike on time. Have the bike on time.
Nate bikes. Oh, it's Spiny Mannequin. Spiny Mannequin.
Bike needed. Beat on weak. He's shot. He's weak. One shot on the right. He's going back ASAP. Okay. Take your time. We have a streak. We have one left time.
One shot, P2, bro.
I need P2.
You guys want me to streak to get us out, or what?
Yeah, streak. Okay.
Wait, Nate P2 first.
One shot on the right. Yeah, make a drop. Do the heck dash, kids. Not that one. Are you streaking or not?
No.
Okay. Streak.
Come up. Yep. We get.
I'm gonna take a
one's broken. I saw it's on a broken. I can streak it.
Make a drop back up. Streak.
Just wait. Everyone wait. Alright, yo, one's back. Flicking ice cream. One broken.
Shoes on the other foot. Optic with a big lead, looking towards the 200-point mark.
I mean, this has been an absurd lead that they have built. They have fought tooth and nail to claw themselves back in. They are getting outplayed massively, but have a 50-point lead. The gunfights are looking dangerous, and Optic now back in those back-ass spawns. A tough moment for sure, but Kenny always the guy trying to get him out.
Sky's down, trying to hold him at base. Stun check, lands. 200 points crossed. The final few moments here are going to go towards the New York Subliners. Mid-map, though, that's where we're going next. Third set of hard points. 1 minute 20 on the game clock.
And Subliners are just looking to set themselves up, get a stronghold here, just a decent chunk of time, and keep that rotation towards New. But another team kill coming through the Subliners. They are feeling the pressure.
Sky's doing what we can to get back into the good books of the COD gods after those 2 team kills now. Into the hard point for a moment. There we have it. Civ. Another 1v1 you don't want to be a part of. Hardpoint in the hands of the Subliners for now. Kenny stays alive. Dashy cleans mid. Massive time now for Optic.
Everybody's worried about Ken, and now you lose the hill, you lose the time, and the spawns in rotation. That much more difficult. Nightmare situation. Shotzi, he's by your blue. These players are looking for him, and well, they found him with the bullets in their face.
You don't want this whatsoever if you're a Subliners fan. Pred, he's keeping mid-map safe. Sky's gone. The hard point is green once again. 10 seconds remaining here, and for the third time, the Subliners are on P2.
The gunfights again. Another 5 spree from Dashy, the only player positive on the team. Hydra, the only player at P2, and Kenny fries him. Rotation guaranteed.
Peels him off the dozer. Dashy on a 6. He's got a cruise. Hard point, Optic holding it down. Sky's now through the front. Hydra wipes the slate clean. It's an open field for the battle.
Kismet as well shuts down Shotzi. A big moment for New York, but well, when there's one cruise missile for one team, Dashy responds with one of his own.
Hydra gone. Dashy with a hard point. Kiz stunned, trying to get the time or at least the dozer for cover. As Pred's still alive and at large, down and out. 25 to go.
And look, they're going to be able to get all of this scrap time for New York, so the game clock being positive, well, is going to be helpful long term. But that showers rotation, Optic are going to have 3, maybe all 4 players set up and rotating towards New. Subliners not being afforded any time to try to break this down.
Mr. Kenny in that back line. 29 seconds on the game clock. Any moment you stand off of the hard point, the game will come to a close, and Optic knock you out the tournament. Subliners trying to fight their way forward. A long journey and not enough time to make it. Check every corner possible. Shotzi drives the dagger, twists it. That might be the end.
Try to manage the spawns in these moments. 2 players out at Palace, and Shotzi can see the entire cross. Kenny dies out of hill, but the game clock a factor too.
Kismet opens a street, flying forward. Pred the only man alive in this position, and this is a problem. Pred, though, somehow finds one. Skies brings him down. Hard point, New York.
It is 242 on the clock, less than 17 on the game timer. New York Subliners, it's going to be forced to New if there's any hope, but Optic, 2 kills in a feed. They can win it here.
Trying to get it done. Big Bruce sends it. Sky stays alive, but there's too many members of the Optic lineup. This is it. It's done. Desperation as you are going to the grand finals to face FaZe once again.
Make no mistake, Kenny is him.
He said it in Vanguard, and he should be saying it again. You doubt Kenny at your own peril, as Optic have somehow, despite all the work from Hydra, 6,661 damage from the Phenom and 37 kills, you somehow shut down the Subliners. Whether it was the game clock or that 250 scoreline, Optic found a way.
I mean, that is just an absurd performance through and through. Dashy as well in the kill feed, lighting it up. That was one of Hydra's finest performances early on, an absolute onslaught of a player. So many hills in a row, but Optic, like the Tods, they just kept on fighting, a couple key rotations, and they still win the game. I don't know how much they just got outslayed by. I didn't even bother to do the math, but I know the slang wasn't quite there. Dashy might have been the only player that went positive, but ended up outplaying them on Invasion, winning both the hard points as well. That is an absolutely electric game.
That is a brilliant comeback. A sensational comeback. The second wild one we've seen today on Invasion alone. New York Subliners, you've gone from top 12 to 3rd place. Not a bad situation to be in, but still, for your reigning world champs, they're setting their sights on first. What a hard point that was. Map 4 to a close, and we have now set the stage for our grand finals.
And just Dashy as that like sort of ironed up anchor player as well. Went on maybe 3 different 5 sprees in that game. Got a cruise missile on one of them, but just the ultimate player. If he gets to post up and knows where you're spawning, almost an unstoppable wall to get past. But Optic, there you go. They have done it. Grand finals, here they come. The hard point flowing as well. That is an absolutely absurd game, absurd performance. This is going to be an absurd finish to this tournament.
What a tournament from day one. Start to finish, Major 2 has been a banger. Optic fans, we are shoulder to shoulder in this place. It is getting very loud, it's getting hot, and things are getting ready for that grand finals. Well, that was fun. That was a good time.
That was a fantastic time. This has genuinely been, at least for the top 4 teams, one of the best tournaments we've had in the CDL.
Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, a day of non-stop bangers. I need to go take a shower. Chance is going to go to the toilet, and we're going to go to the desk.
All right.
Good luck, Chance.
Enjoy, guys.
All right. Thank you so much to Miles and Chance. We now have just one more match to go, and it is the rematch, the battle that everyone in this venue has been buzzing about. Optic Texas versus FaZe once again. But first, let's revisit what just happened here with the Subliners putting up a good fight. Hydra, one of the best individual performances we've seen all day, but it wasn't enough in that game 4.
Unfortunately, it just was not enough. Unfortunately, it started with that map number 1. That should have been closer than it started, but New York was just getting outslayed completely the entirety of that map number 1. They were getting the early rotations, but within 10, it was Pred, 36 and 20, getting the opening 2 kills and breaking into those hills every single time, man.
I hope people recognize how special that hardpoint actually was from Optic Texas. When you talk about the New York Subliners, they are dominant at invasion hardpoints. This is the start of stage 2. They beat teams by an average margin of over 100. Optic Texas hunkered down. If you saw that game, you saw New York spawning Palace, basically the entire map. Right. I'm gonna give a lot of credit to Pred. He was hard playing spawns, a majority of that map making huge plays, but majority of the credit has to go to Kenny with the best play of the game. Gets through blue all the way around, sneaks through and breaks P3, one of the hardest hills to break in this game. Big time players make big time plays, man, and that's exactly what you needed to get that done.
He wasn't the only one, Ali. Looking at the damage, you had 6,200 laid down by Dashy in that game 4, and it felt like 3,000 of it came in the last 3 minutes.
Absolutely. Dashy was tired of sitting in that hill. He's like, Kenny, you got that, and he took over at map number 4 with 32 kills to his name. I feel like it's been a while since we've seen Dashy be able to be free on the map and put in damage like that.
And Nameless, I've been back for a minute, but I haven't seen Dashy hold a trophy. How long has it been since he has won a championship on the CDL stage?
It has been a very long time, and that's the major criticism of Dashy is like, can he get to the finals? Can he win those championships? He is playing up to par. MVP form, best player of that last map. The guy's looking unbelievable.
Their only slip so far came in the winners bracket finals to Atlanta. Let's take a look at our scuff play of the game from Optic once again as they power through to the championships. It's plays like this. You're going up against a great control team, you gotta win your attacks, Ali.
And this was the point I was making in this pre-match setup, is Optic is like the #1 attack invasion team, but it has yet to come into fruition throughout the rest of this tournament. They've played like 4 invasions, and finally when it mattered, they got the offensive win versus New York Subliners, which is even more impressive because they're the #1 control defensive defensive team. So Optic Texas was finally able to get one of their own.
Yeah, you know, they just had this map in a series. They've been grinding it, trying to become dominant at it. And once again, you're going up, it's New York. It's no easy feat. You see the rotation over through Cafe. They get a player in front of the point, and they just play extremely patient until the rest of the team can pinch through and come in with the reinforcements. And that is what you need, communication to slow down, basically figure out, communicate where New York's going to be at, and then execute the push. Obviously, when you have special players like Dash, you can win gunfights like that. You're going to find success on the point.
Nameless, you just won your losers bracket final. You're playing for the championship match. Do you need a break? Do you take 15, 20 minutes off, or are you trying to get back on that stage as fast as possible?
I'm trying to get back, butts in seats and lock the hell in, because we are shooting straight. That's what I would be telling my teammates. And I'd be looking around, I'd be looking at Kenny specifically like, man, you really showing up in these championship matches. This is exactly why they picked up a guy like Kenny, because they folded so many times in this spot before. Not today.
Ali, a ridiculous weekend we've had here in Miami. We had a top 4 squad that were way ahead of the rest of the competition, it looked like, coming in. It kind of came true, right? Those were the 4 teams remaining here on Championship Sunday. But if they're just joining us, what other great battles did you see along the way?
I mean, we saw some great stuff out of the Carolina Royal Ravens, one of those teams on the outer bubble of the top 8, making a little bit of a run, beating the Vegas Legion and the home team of Miami Heretics. And we also got to see some special stuff from the Vegas Legion.
LAG making it to top 6 once again. Credit to Fame and crew, but it's the subliners. It's all about Toronto Ultra, Optic, and Atlanta, and only 2 of them remain. When we come back, it's Optic, it's FaZe for the title of Miami Champions.
Slice up your competition with the Executive Chef Operator, now available in-game in the Call of Duty store. Start the season strong with the Call of Duty League Pack. Grab yourself the CDL Operator, Weapon Blueprint, and so much more. Check out the Call of Duty store in-game now.
What do you think of my shirt today?
It is a choice. It's a choice.
Listen, guys, I put this shirt on. I felt pretty I felt pretty sexy, to be honest. Yeah, I looked in the mirror and thought, God damn. And then I got into the green room and everyone said, your shirt's too tight, you look like an idiot. And I was
it's just a little too small, but it works.
Whichever bomb site they choose to go to, 30 seconds on the clock, and well, Easy's been seen, and he will drop off the map.
Absolutely loving the Rio addition to the asset. And you get into the Karachi S&D just so
behind enemy lines.
He's getting loose early every round. Like, do a little dance, make a little love. Who's dead tonight? Back him up, make it on the Blazes, Spring 6.
The curse has been broken. The dynasty has been cemented. They are the greatest roster in Call of Duty history. Optic Gaming are officially the Call of Duty World League champions.
In such a fantastic spot, we'll find one. Looks over towards top 3. Will dip out as well. 3v3, J. Snoopy and Kill. Trying to find something. Capsule will find another, though. He's been an absolute menace over towards the market side. Snoopy lingering around the middle of the map, but Capsule has just locked it down from the market side. They need to get rid of him with 15 seconds to go. He cooks the nade, and that's 3 for Capsule. Snoopy's baiting out. The ace is on the cards. The ace and the map is there for Capsule and Boston.
Right? Champs is solidified. Now it's about getting that championship. We know how that momentum can get you the ring. And look at that trophy. What's that?
The best in Call of Duty history
right there.
We did pretty good in Black Ops 2. I think that thing is better. Let's take a look at the catch.
Picking up Zig. As you watch the white arrow start to funnel out, Simp and RCs have that crossfire. It's a lot for Simp to deal with, and he is dealing with it. 4-0 start. Just sensational. Hey, he gets stuck. That was directly to his forehead, I think.
Yeah, Toronto Ultra trying to get water side to, flip spawns for the second hill. We're gonna head towards the left side of your mini map, dude. Over towards the kitchen. All right, but at least they're sticking them.
Was that deja vu? It's like 4 in a row.
Will, 25 seconds left. Now there could be a timing here if they rotate off of this. They might, but RC's just watching the cross.
Wow! The headshot. RC's absolutely deleted. Now the shoulder in the spot.
Yeah, he spotted him. He spotted him.
Oh my God! Fancy again! Let him know!
Trusting Envoy to make the play, or maybe where the stum's coming through. See Scum backing up the hell of a mouth, but he strikes, gets the first blood, and for the moment, he gets away.
Oh, he got another kill! No way! Envoy is on one right now.
He's got to be so happy. He finally doesn't have to worry about getting first blooded in round 11 on his team.
You're like an adamantium werewolf. Oh no! Oh no! He couldn't get out, but he can do front flips. Oh, Daddy's hungry! Oh my God! Finally takes him out. But it's dog-on-dog warfare! No! That was the most intense round of S&D that I've ever casted in my damn life.
The best.
He might. Not going to happen. They get the plant down safely. I like the trigger discipline here for, oh, my sweet Jebediah.
He's going to yell for it.
Oh.
Try to catch the timing.
Oh.
Tries to catch it.
It's done. He sticks it. The rookie. Balls of steel.
One clean break, one set of kills there. Afro sneaks in and steals the victory.
Share your life. They actually went for the challenges and gave us an opportunity, which is just something I hate seeing. And what the hell was that? Then he's got
That's the best gun in the game. That is the best gun in the game.
That's
We're going to have some laughs during this match, Maven. I'm going to openly just ask, who will be the worst player we see in the All-Star game today?
The worst player from all of these teams? Oh, this is hard, man. It's the All-Stars. Oh, I got to think about this.
It's going to be Octane.
It's going to be Octane?
Yeah,
he was a beast, so he was number 2 overall S&D KD.
Yes, he has, but guess what? Octane's had one good event since like 2016.
I'm going with Nameless just because he can probably hear me right now. he's going to choke big time.
MC's decided to be a little bit of a body shooter recently during the split.
Nameless, what does it mean when you shoot a body?
When shooting bodies early.
It's absolute disrespect. He's basically telling you you're trash. Don't even try to chow me, brother. And he's been doing that throughout this entire stage.
Sid, the hero, left alone, but can't do it. And Sell. Smoke out, gets it 4-on-1. Down to a 1 versus 1. And Rip, it's Sell that makes the plays. Oh, there's the extra sauce.
The only thing more disrespectful than shooting bodies is hitting on your opponent's mother, and I don't think that's happening tonight. But we may see some more bodies get riddled with bullets, Alley Cat. We got Cellium going up against Pred. How's this going to play out?
Chris, are you hitting on people's mothers at this event?
Single moms, but I'm married. I'm a married man nowadays.
Nameless,
let's talk about this matchup. We're Miami, all right? Everyone, let's go down here. Let's talk about this matchup that we have in store for us. It's the grand finals of an epic bracket. Our top seeds powered through to the winner's semis. We saw this matchup in the winter final. FaZe taking down Optic for a 3rd time on land, trying to make it 4th for their title here in Miami.
Listen, you know, these two teams, they have a storied past. They played in a lot of grand finals, but as of late, they haven't. So back in 2022 at Major 1, these guys faced off against each other. FaZe destroyed them 5-2. Scump was still on the team back then, so they're trying to get revenge here in the grand final. It's been a tough couple of years for Optic, but they find themselves with a real opportunity.
Allie, these guys are already riding in limos. They're dripped out in jewelry, but they're playing for some serious money. You gotta pay for this lifestyle somehow. How much money is up for grabs in this fight?
150,000 is up for grabs, but you know what, Chris? It's not even about the money. You know, forget that. It's for the pride and the points for the World Championship at the very end of the season. And Optic sitting outside. They don't have that first seed right now, but with this win, they could probably take it.
And we got to celebrate not just the players that are earning the big cash with Ultra and Subliners taking home 30,000 and 60,000 respectively. We got Carolina and LAG with their performance on land this weekend. We can ignore the struggles online. They are still in contention after banking some more points.
You know, Chris, Allie, we thought we had a clear-cut top 6 coming into this event. We thought it was going to be Vegas. We thought LA Thieves. And then there was a huge drop-off, especially with the performance of Ravens towards the end of the split. They lost to Heretics. They got cooked. Well, they come here, man, and they completely outperform themselves. Like, you're talking about a 3-2 over the Legion, and then they get that match win over the Heretics, the revenge match from online. So for Royal Ravens, once they get into a facility and they're able to be next to each other and grow that chemistry and continuously grind, they can be a force in our league. We saw it here.
We went out with Clayster and, of course, Felony after their match last night. Nameless, they weren't in the best mood, but they also weren't too disappointed. They said, we've got a decent squad, and we're starting to figure things out. Fellow is the team mom, Clayster is the team dad, and the whole family starting to get things on the same track.
So where does TJ stand? Because he's been around for a really long time as well. But
the adopted son.
Adopted son. I like this.
Deep. I like an adopted son. I heard that they are actually moving to Carolina after this event, so we might see them all in the same environment for the next set of qualifiers sooner rather than later. And this duo specifically has been playing for quite some time, and that's why when they did go to play their first match on this weekend, I expected the Carolina Royal Ravens to take it.
37 grand finals for Clayster, 6 for Fellow, and they're hoping with the new location they can make it 7. We talked to Fellow with our crew, the Breaking Point guys behind the scenes. Here's what he had to say.
What's the biggest difference for you guys between online and LAN? We know you guys have struggled in the qualifiers, but here you guys look like a different team. What's the biggest difference for you personally and the team overall?
So a lot of people at home maybe don't understand the magnitude of how important it is to for everyone to be in the same space together. It really depends on the teammates and kind of the personalities. But with our specific team, obviously me and Clay are the latter two. Tej and Isaiah, Gwen might be a little bit more reserved. So when we're all in the same space, everyone's talking, everyone's saying what's going wrong, what's going right. We're formulating new breaks, coming up with just a whole bunch of new stuff. And when we're at home, your day-to-day practice can sometimes just fall off when you're not all together. So after this event, we're moving all down to North Carolina together, and we're going to have a place together. So I'm excited to just keep going up.
Shout out to the Royal Ravens. They improve on their terrible record coming in and now find themselves in the middle of the pack points-wise, leading into champs with 3 more majors to go. We got plenty of time for this team to reach its potential.
Absolutely. We raised the amount of points that you get on LAN as well. So even though they had a rough online split, if they come to LAN and keep placing like this, they can certainly keep themselves in the run.
Another squad that we got to show love to goes by the name of Los Angeles Guerrillas. That's right, the purple squad that entered the tournament with the 12th seed, powered into back-to-back top 6 finishes on LAN. Fame and crew coming in with a plan. They said we need to win 2 matches today. That's how they started their tournament. They got big wins over LA Thieves and then Minnesota before eventually falling to Toronto.
Yeah, you know, LA Thieves, a lot would consider a top 6 team. They push face to the limit all the way to a game 5. So headed into that match, I'm like, oh, Thieves are going to wipe the floor with LAG. That is not the case. Diamondcon once again playing on a consistent level when you get them into a LAN environment. And Ezreal starting to hit his stride. They came in as the worst control team by a landslide. Come in, win their first 2 controls. Search and Destroy, when it's all said and done at the end of stage 2, they're a top 4 S&D team that we've had. They're so good at it. So for LAG, massive improvement. I'm curious if they keep this roster.
I'm curious as well. I think my favorite part about LAG this weekend certainly was seeing what Ezreal was capable of, because there was flashes during the online split where we could see what Diamondcon was capable of. We saw moments from Fame as well where he would take over maps on his own. But I feel like Ezreal really stepped into his own after playing on that main stage, not only in the respawns, but as well in the Search and Destroy.
What is that, Grab? 16 and 36 online?
I didn't want to say anything, Guerrillas. Let's ignore
They're animals, literally.
failures and focus on the positive. They won some matches here this weekend, and they're going to take home some money because of it. Other squads, though, are leaving empty-handed, including the local squad, the Miami Heretics, bombing out of the event just like they did at Major 1. 0 map wins for Miami on LAN.
Yeah, I mean, Miami, they've been not great, honestly. You know, they've had a couple iterations of this roster. The only one they did have success with, they changed it because they did not win a map on LAN. Well, guess what? The same thing happened here. So I think you got to look at another change, man. I know they have a, you know, 2Real on their bench, maybe potentially figure that out, get him over here, or Real, excuse me. And then also the Spanish team got top 4 in challengers. Yeah. There are players to look at to make changes. At this point, I think it's due for the Miami Heretics, but nevertheless, you want to root for these guys. They're so exciting to watch when they get going.
If you're looking for 1-star piece on the current roster, is there anyone that you're looking at GMs and saying, you got to keep this?
Absolutely. Vico. He has been extremely consistent for this squad, even when they're losing. He's been an IGL, he's been a leader, and he's been on this Florida squad for a couple of years now. I think he was probably the shining light in their Minnesota series. He was taking over a couple of maps. Unfortunately, though, they just weren't able to close any out.
Here's a look at the numbers. 0-2 at Major 1, 0-2 at Major 2 after sneaking into the winner's bracket once again. 0-12 map count total. It's the worst in the league. The team that's right behind them, though, LA Thieves. And I think that's a bit of a shocker for a lot of us that have been working on the production and seeing LA Thieves, especially in the qualifiers this stage, Allie.
These are probably the 2 teams that we are talking about, and possibly could be some roster changes as we head into the next stage, because for LA Thieves, they were able to put together a couple of match wins, and we thought maybe they had finally hit their stride, but unfortunately, even after changing half their roster and coming to LAN, they weren't able to make the run that maybe all of us had kind of put them on a pedestal for.
You know what? They were good, though, throughout the stage.
They were good.
They really were. I mean, they took Atlanta FaZe all the way to a game 5. I personally believe they should have won that series. They threw all trying to hit through Dark on Invasion. A story for another day. Go back if you're a Thieves fan and cry. But listen, for the LA Thieves, I think they're one change away. I think Afro has been really off lately. I think you look to him first if he's unwilling to sort of change the way that he plays, sometimes selfish at times, and just been underperforming. So they have Joe Deceives on the bench. He's been fantastic in challengers. Might be time to bring him back in.
Cammy's been lighting it up as well. Here's a look at the numbers for the LA Thieves. 0-3 on LAN despite a 6-8 record online. The squad has not been able to find success when in the same room as their opponent.
Yeah, and it's been in the respawns. The slaying just hasn't been there. You can see in the team KD, it somehow got worse, but the reason they got better when it comes to those map counts is simply because their Search and Destroy. You can see it, 10-7. They got way better at the games 2 and 5s, but they're still a short step of respawn away.
Whether or not they've been winning or losing, I think all of our players have felt the love here in Miami. We want to show some love to the awesome fans staying overnight. I saw somebody with the Marriott blanket and robe this morning. These fellas are rowdy, especially those who run to that front row as soon as we open the doors.
Man, was wiping the crust out my eyes walking in the venue this morning. I'm like, all right, another day at COD. And then everybody was lined up to the venue. They just started screaming. I'm like, oh yeah, we're here. We're in Miami. It's a good time.
It's a very good time. I did the same thing. When me and Chris walked in, I had my glasses on, my headset on. I was like, it's too early for this. I look, and I see a line wrapping the building on the inside. People have been outside since like 5 a.m. this morning wanting to get in the front of this venue.
We've had some incredible music artists as well as pro athletes stopping by the venue as well. Much love to Sauce Gardner, Raheem, and everyone else who made their way to Major 2. Remember, this is just the beginning. This is 2 of 5, and coming up next, we're going back to my favorite venue. It's in Toronto. The crowd is rowdy, and we are going on sale March 26th. So make sure you grab them as soon as you can to secure your spot there in May.
And update your passports, because you don't want to try and get tickets for this and then try to cross the border and get turned away. Not speaking from experience.
Namos, I got great news.
What's going on?
Maven and Merc just got up in their booth. That means the games are almost ready. Let's take a look at your maps and modes, Alley Cat. Who has the edge as we go into our grand finals? We extend to a best of 7. First to win 4 maps takes home the $150,000 and the title of Miami champ.
Respectfully, we have to play almost every single map, and both these teams have an extremely deep map pool. I am happy to see that Invasion Control number 3 again, because Optic is going to test their luck with trying to win that offense.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's interesting that Optic have just started to veto Rio Hardpoint. I thought it was a map that they've been very good at. Maybe they try to go toe-to-toe with Atlanta FaZe, but you see Atlanta FaZe, their auto veto in sub-base forced them to play Karachi once again against Optic. They've been dangerous there, but so have FaZe, and you saw it was a 13-point game. This is going all the way, Chris.
Going all the way? Game 7?
Just looking at this, the back and forth, this is going all the way to Invasion.
Miami, make some noise. Let us know where you're going with your Scuff Pick'em as we lock ours in officially here on the stage. Nameless, you have an opportunity to hit 80 before Major 3 qualifiers. Can you do it right now? Who are you picking?
Optic Texas, they're going to fix their issues. They were leading in some of those hard points. They're coming off of 2 match wins. I think they get it done.
I have to hit a little bit of rewind here. I don't know if you guys remember last year, every time I'd pick Optic, they'd lose, and then I'd pick against them, and they would win. It's happening again. It's happened to me this weekend, so I'm going to pick Atlanta FaZe.
I wanted to be the only one to pick Atlanta FaZe, but you just did it. And I've been wrong on Optic all day, and an Optic member came up and said, do not pick Optic in the grand final. So I'm going to go ahead and say it's Atlanta FaZe walking home with your Major 2 title. Ladies and gentlemen here in Miami, please get on your feet and make some noise, because the grand finals starts right now.
Woo!
Shots, nice shots, big Kenny from the clutch. 4-in-a-row now for BZ, finding another. They still can't kill this man. 7 in a row, 8, my God, he is tearing them to shreds. Pretty easy kill to clean up. Utter dominance, desperation as you are going to the grand finals to face FaZe once again.
All right, Miami and Call of Duty fans all around the world, it's time for that grand finals. So help me set this stage ablaze one more time. Are you ready to get this started? Coming to the stage first, Call of Duty fans, get ready to phase up, because Atlanta is ready to throw down.
I have a plan.
Crazy with the rage, dangerous and rage. Goes for 1, goes for 2, goes for 3. I ain't wanna take light, look into my eyes. I'm a killer inside, coming for the prize. Do you really want these problems? I put you in that coffin, but I'm never Johnson. You think this ain't a stop it? Hungry for the beef, leave you obsolete. See my lines deep, see me in the streets if you want the heat. Yeah.
You could love them or you could hate them, but you gonna make some noise.
FaZe finds himself in another grand final, a spell of second places. It's almost felt like a curse, but they're here again. The last time Atlanta FaZe played Optic Texas in a grand final was March of 2022. This is gonna be special. Let's bring out Optic Texas.
It's going to be so special, and it's time to bring out the next squad looking to build that dynasty brick by brick. Get ready for Optic.
From a city, you hear signs when we sleep. Heaven sent, hands down, vibes so unique.
Show some love to Optic Texas. We got Dashy, Pred, Shotzi, and Kenny with the green wall behind them. Optic Texas looking for a win.
It has been a very, very long time since we have seen Optic Texas not only in championship whites, but as dominant as they have looked throughout this entire split and this major. Just when you think you can count them out, they clutch up and they ice out the rest of the competition. They've been on the back foot, and all that revenge has been simmering until now. We got one more match in Miami. Let's go, Blaze.
One more match in Miami, Allie, and I can't wait to get it started. Miami, are you ready to go? Give a warm welcome to your casters. It's Merc and Maven.
Thank you, Blaze. Here we go for the 11th time in the history of our esport. Optic and FaZe go to war. Overall, 6-4, the advantage to Optic in these grand finals. I can't wait, man. So many storied moments. Well, we casted it once already today, and it was godlike.
Yeah, shout out to Brian for the stat right there. Obviously going through that history, but yeah, they are. I mean, this is what they wanted, right? Both teams FaZe trying to change the narrative, trying to win. This is what they do. They get to this point, but they have been stopped time and time again. On the opposite end, trying to find a four-man roster that can make you competitive on championship Sundays. You have the four now.
I mean, yeah, for FaZe, I mean, the average placement, one of the most impressive statistics you have in the history of our esport, but you're also the Silver Surfers at this point. You can't close on Sunday. Now a chance to do it. With the top three remaining, you'd already beat Sublanders. You'd already beat Optic. You know you can do it. Optic obviously has been playing for a long stretch now. There's two sides to that coin. Do you come in hot? Do you run out of gas? We'll have to wait to see how it plays out, but as the lights dim, the party gets started here in Miami. It is grand finals time. Map loading up, and I think we are in for a treat. Joe, I know you've been enjoying some sensational Call of Duty. Talk me through the pregame before we get started.
Yeah, Monster Energy pregame here for Optic Texas. Believe in the hard point. Listen, they were 250 to 237, 2 losses to ATL, but 5-1 versus everyone else.
Let's get it going. Last time we played, aBeZy goes God mode. It's a 13-point victory, but that's a distant past now. All that matters is this grand final, this best of 7. Pred from the top rope, looking to get it going, not quite able to finish the next.
Yeah, nice start here by FaZe. Shotzi doing what he does, getting to that P1 area. Able to finesse play his life now, just kind of lurking right now. Last time we watched this a couple hours ago, really what it was a FaZe out to a nice lead, but then Optic with some big breaks, had that P5 hold, took over the game. But then it was just a clutch. It was a clutch on the back half of the game from aBeZy, from Simp. They were just unreal the second half of that game.
Well, Shotzi trying to battle around this V2, looking to make the plays, trying to bounce and bounce, not quite able to take the fight. It's Raza that gets in. Pred through with the trade. 3 through back alley on rotation for FaZe, looking to set up and now secure this time. Through Ticket comes the wave that is Optic Texas as they look to collapse on this, but a shot's in behind from Simp. the opener to slow it down. The finesse from him around Boston that last game was unbelievable. The multi-kills were flowing. That's all 4 down. It starts with 2 from Simp.
I mean, that is a great setup there by Optic to break that. Really, you have bus control, you have Pred in that position, but Simp able to sneak on through from red balcony, and he just throws a stun, has a couple of kills, and now push it forward. Simp with 5 in a triple to get us started. They flip the spawns for P3. FaZe right back to where they started.
I mean, it was multi-kills and big plays from Simp, too. I mean, Beezy had his moments in that 250-237 win, but Simp was right there with him. The 5 in a row, we'll see if it can turn into a streak. Beezy reaching deep into his bag yet again, back in an unbelievable form. Simp just trying to stay up to try to get this streak. Nade over the top, beautiful nade, but nice job avoiding it and getting the kill. Cruise through for Simp.
And now remember, last time on Jirachi, Kenny was really the guy, the standout player, especially in the slaying category. But starting off 0-6, had a great series versus New York. Can he turn this around? But right now, it is all Atlanta FaZe. 8 in a row for Simp. Make it 9. The Tiny Terrors going off.
Yeah, 9 in a row for Beezy in that last matchup. Simp's like, I can do better, looking for double digits. And there it is, 10 in a row. In a grand final, he won't slow down. Up to 11. It's a godly effort. 12. Keeps going, another 13. The streak just won't stop. The flow state is in. Simp erupting on the main stage.
One of the best talents in Call of Duty history. He keeps it up in another final. A 90-point lead for Atlanta FaZe. Still, this could be a 7-map series. A lot to go. Kenny finally on the board. But 13 in a row is pretty damn good.
Yeah, you can say that, Joe. That's one way to word it. But yeah, massive advantage. Can you start to swing back into this? Can you rebound? The resilience of Optic has been so strong throughout the qualifying stage. But right back to Simp, 14-3. Nice little snap to get some shots in, even though no chance to win that fight. Cell, 4-2, he's hanging out.
Yeah, but maybe a good chance here for Optic. This is where you need to get back in the game. Is this P5? It looks like Shotzzy was spotted though. It looks like Simp was locking that down. He gives a call out to his teammate. Shotzzy was trying to get to a spot to flip the spawns, but a nice heads up play to find him, not allow him to get through. And this is kind of what we saw at the end of the winners final, locking them in on the left side of your mini-map to get set up for P5.
Absolutely, it's just one of those hard points you can clear somebody out of with relative ease, make sure they don't get time while also retaining spawns, and you do some work there. As good as it was from Simp early, I mean, Draz is right there with them, but let's take a look at the mini-map now as the next hard point pops. You have an opportunity now to get through. Good finesse from Cell, looks like to stay alive and try to buy time for some help. He's able to do just that. Still a chance, still numbers there for Optic in a big moment, a much needed moment to try to get back into this.
Yeah, you kind of just overstep if you were Atlanta FaZe. They were a little bit too far pushed forward. You had one guy around to P5. What ends up happening, you actually split spawn, so Optic gets a good spawn, but a cruise earned by Simp is in. Gonna land on the head of Kenny. But the next line of defense is here. It's Dashy on the hill, able to find one now, waiting for his teammates.
Kenny with that deep push through. Set up to stop it. Some great time here. Now a one-on-one it's going to come down to with a healthy chunk of time. 15 seconds left to go. Beezy makes the play, gets back into the point. Now a 2-on-2 on the other side of the map, developing bottom left. Joe, what are you seeing as we get ready for our second set of rotations?
Yeah, I mean, a nice break there behind the Shrews from FaZe. At least split some of that time up, keep that 80-point lead. But this could be a very strong hold here for Optic.
Okay.
Simp knows you have to get this player off the bridge, does just that. But you have Shotzzy set up. Couple of players looking over him. He's just going to be hanging out. All the kills starting to go the way of the green wall.
Yeah, I mean, you have a massively slow start from Kenny. You have an insane streak from Simp. You survive it. Yes, you're down, but you survive it. You're still in this game. You know you can make that same kind of rally and run. Now it's Optic's turn to throw the next punch. Try to get back in control of this game. Some healthy time here at mid-map as Dashy and the boys continue to try and lock it down. Number 6, Shotzzy rotated across for that upcoming P2. Chance here to swing this if you're Optic.
I mean, you were 0-9 if you were Ken. Now up to 10-15. Another 5 spree. Trying to find a cruise. So much time earned here. Not a full 60, but pretty darn close. But Simp through the middle of the map. He's going to find a double, and a big-time double, because on rotation, you have Cell and a Beezy set up at P2. That's going to make this push a slow very start here for Optic, but they are here. The first kill over to Shotzzy on the Simp. Now the break attempt in.
Oh, you're right. As much as that spree was incredible too there, you stop them getting a cruise, you give yourself a much better chance here to fight at P2, but you still have a chance. 2-on-2 now around the point. You get numbers odds if you're Atlanta FaZe. You look to push it out. Dashy's going to drop once again. FaZe do it.
Yeah, no, it's not just FaZe. It's the Tiny Terrors. 2 from Simp, 2 from aBeZy. A four dead moment for Optic Texas. You slow down if you are Draws trying to get a trophy out. But 30 seconds left. You have P3 control on rotation if you are Optic. Shotzzy gonna be the man on the right side of your mini-map. He's gonna control P1, and you get in here. You will take this 20, spawn Atlanta FaZe all the way out left.
Yeah, I mean, this is where you want them. Exactly what you need to do to, once again, stay in this game despite some rough moments at times. Resilience is key, but the multi-kills keep flowing for Simp. You see the lock on the minimap. Next hard point is upcoming. You've got the right side of the map covered. You got to make a run now if you're Optic. You got to make a run now to listen in with Optic Gaming.
They can only go middle. You said it?
No, no. Top right, I got one.
I'm in. She is middle.
I got him in. I ran away.
I'm all left.
Are you?
Nothing right.
This is we're back in the game, bro.
Top right.
Keep on the right. I'm gonna leave you on the right. Keep on the right.
He's looking for you. Yeah, top right. They're in the middle. One ticket tell. One HP. Alright, Drowsy going in the middle.
Hey, Drowsy. Let me low right.
Two right of me. Two right. That's two right. Shit!
I think you're square. He wants square. I'm gonna help you right.
Two right of me. I'm dead. I'm one shot. I'm trying to set left. I'm making him away.
Ivy. They're going to front.
Alright, I'll front the dump.
You guys top three. Agent's right.
Three hitting your front.
How much I know? Alright, 3-0. All of them.
Hey, hold coop.
They're gonna play throw now.
Yeah. Hold coop.
They're gonna play throw. I'm gonna go dump.
I'm hoping top three.
They can go fountain here.
I'll play the goop. I'll see the goop. TP garage.
Still okay, nice.
One no. Simp it.
I got one push again.
Nice. No, right?
One more no. I'm leaving. I'm playing him. I'm holding. Yeah, he can only go mid.
He won't watch out.
He can only go mid. He hasn't gone mid.
Back left.
Simp, but all dead.
Back left.
One low cash. Alright, one low cash.
One shot back left. One low cash.
Two back left.
Low cash.
I'm running short. I'm getting short.
Low cash, Brett.
I have short.
I can get time.
I have short.
One's back left still.
Hey.
Back left still. He's in the left.
Back up Jones.
I'm holding mid. I'm pitching fan. Top fan, shit on.
Deep truck. Last year there.
I'm top dome right now.
You went all the way back.
Say that.
I can't get. He's back left. Wait.
I'm
Back left, dead. One more time.
Make sure we win there.
Low cash on me.
I have no cut. One truck above 1 HP.
They're into
My truck, two. Two road.
They're play through it. I'm going left to help right now.
Big fucking party.
Yo, what's top three? Top three 8.
He's gonna get there. I can't
He
get
went top
there.
three, went low. I'm trying to pick it up.
So go for it now.
Try get time.
I'm front of you.
AP go P3. AP go P3.
Let's go.
Down 50, hanging on is Optic Texas and looking to rally here at the upcoming hard point. Big one-on-one, maybe going to start to go down. It's Simp starting to push forward to your next point, waiting for his teammates to rally. Pred looking for the angle in from behind. The fight so far going the way of Optic Texas. Simp, though, does get to the point and clearing out. How long can he finesse? How long can he stay up? Pred should be able to deal with it, and he does. You make the run. Can you get some time? Already, 30 seconds off of this?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of heard it. We're back in here, boys, says Pred, towards that P3, and they very much are. But FaZe have done a great job at making this messy. You had the spawns if you were Optic. 25 seconds, you get a clean hold, and with that 25, you are very much within striking distance.
Here we go. It'll be, 15-point game once he get this time, so you soak that up if you're Kenny. The rest of the fight's going on around mid-map to get ready for our next set of rotations. Kind of all over the map. You got like every quadrant here if you're Optic Texas. They can pounce from just about anywhere. Spreading it out, same thing can be said for Atlanta FaZe. You get the kill at ult, so you take care of the top side of the map. You start to collapse if you're FaZe. Sliding in to Shotzzy as the movement is on. Forwarder over him, lands behind one, keeps on rolling as he starts to take over. Down 18.
And this is where they found so much time last time we were here. Ooh, Simp with another double. He's up to 30. On the hill, though, is Kenny. He's got the help of Pred. Here comes the pressure for FaZe, though. The break attempt, and they're able to get in.
I'm pretty sure that's the third time there's been a player on 5 in a row for Optic Texas, and Simp has got the kill. He stopped them from getting a cruise, which may or may not have been a big play. They've fallen just a little bit short, but the scoreline still here, still battling. Is Pred starting to rotate over. Draza, he's going to be there first with a big kill. Help from back alley is going to come in the form of Simp. You get this time if you're Texas, you're basically looking at a tie game, but you die inside the point, you die on rotation, 2 spawn out, 2 junk. Here we go.
Yeah, but these are big kills. A nice opening for Dashy. Last time through, Optic were able to split this hill. Maybe when majority of it, you get a nice close spawn for Simp. BZ's gonna have to jump over the dumpster. Here comes Dashy. Pred the next man up, able to find one. Trades going the way of FaZe for now. Stuns are out, nades are out. FaZe know they need to hold.
A pretty good job here considering it's a 3-on-4, at least for a moment since one player was out. Back into the point they go. Desperate times now for Optic Texas. You're sitting at 199. You're getting so close for the FaZe side. A BZ starting to dance. The tiny tears popping off. 10 points away from victory. Trying to push out the cuts. Alleviate the pressure here, but both are going to drop. Dashy able to get 2. They clear them out of the point. Looking to survive, at least to maybe see another hard point here, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, you could, right? What do you want to do here if you are FaZe? 15 seconds left. They need 5. On rotation, will be Optic. Shotzi trying to do what he can, dancing what he does best. Look at your mini-map, number 8, that's Dashy. We're going to a P3.
Uh-oh, here we go. You get another 2 seconds from that, but in the point and a chance to win it there will be Optic Texas. Everybody tracking back, trying to set up the pressure on FaZe now to break. One break, and this is done. The green wall has got to hold strong as the routes come in. It's Simp with the opener. He's on 34, 4v3. Now you win it on the bottom, you win it on the top. It's a tiny tears with a pinch, and just like that, wipe him off the board. FaZe up 1-0.
And it's the break attempt, and who finds the 2 opening kills? It's Simp onto Pred. That has all the focus from Optic over towards Coop side. BZ then able to find a Tommy on the player Junk. Instead of 4-on-2, they're able to win it, but it's the tiny tears throughout this map that lead the way for Atlanta FaZe.
Yeah, it's like old school FaZe. Like, yes. I mean, how many times when the break came in, I think one time I said FaZe do it, you're like, no, the tiny tears do it. They got all 4. If it wasn't all 4, it was at least an entry or 2 to get them in. Yes, you were ahead most of the game. Yes, you were ahead on rotation a lot, but when you needed to be clutch, when you needed to get a break, it was the tiny tears doing it. Shout out to Kenny, who really bounced back. I mean, he was 0-9, and he puts up almost 6K damage. So he really rallied back, gave them a chance in that. But it's another. Wait, so you've lost 3 hard points now, and it's like 50 total points. I mean, whew.
I mean, honestly, props to Optic to bounce back the way that they did. I mean, they give up a 13 spree by Simp. You were down 100. You heard it in the comms, sort of, hey, we could do this. This is where we get back into the game. But that's a couple of times now where FaZe, they have these crazy starts, and then they allow their opponents back to the hard point. It gets scary, but they're able to close it out.
As much as I'm sure as an Optic fan, sometimes it's frustrating, like the starts where you're in the holes. Like, that's what's been different about this team than some in the past, though. Whether it's within a map, their ability to rally back, whether it's in a series down 0-2 when they can rally back, they've been incredibly resilient. You just love to not be down 100 at the beginning of the game because it plays out a whole hell of a lot differently, but Simp was just putting on a show throughout the course of that. Just shredding their setups apart at times.
Yeah, that's where it got scary, though. Towards that second P2, that's when Optic were able to break in. They get the rotation over to P3. And they just pretty much kept control of the right side of your map, putting FaZe in a very difficult position. They're able to hang on. But honestly, what Optic does so well on this map, compared to FaZe at least, is their P1s. Like, their P1s, they really know how to cash in on a lot of time. And that brought them back into that map.
It absolutely did, but I think, yeah, when you had to answer sometimes in the P2, you were able to. I mean, you get a good P1, then you break if you're Optic, and that's when you start to unravel things. But for the most part, you're able to stabilize if you were FaZe. But, yeah, I mean, as good as a win and as good as a start as it was for FaZe, props to Optic on making that an absolute battle. Because I thought as close as, you had, what, 250 to 237 in both hard points in the first set. Like, I'm thinking, all right, here's our first blowout. Right? It looked like it was going to be, but should have known better. In this particular matchup, that's not going to be the case. So there's the game flow, the breakdown from our first one. And yeah, I mean, really, once, like, if it's not for the beginning of the game, that 105 to 111, they played pretty 50-50 from there forward.
No, they did. I mean, Optic, yeah, we're right there with them. But it is a FaZe break that starts with Simp and a BZ, and that's where they end the game.
That's where they'll seal it. Now we get ready to go to Terminal, which was also in our last series. That one goes all the way down to...
I don't know how many 1v1s this had.
4 or 5. I mean, it had so many. The Terminal was a banger. So many sensational moments throughout the course of that one. Optic able to win it in the round 11 in case you missed that winner's bracket final. So since you just listen, Respawn and Search are a little bit different in how maybe you react and make changes. on the fly. I mean, on the fly, like not in the map, but like when it was a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
If you played that search for both teams, are there any, like, I don't know, big adjustments you're trying to make going into this next one?
Well, it kind of just depends how FaZe really want to play Top SCs on defense. That's the one that stands out to me. Optic were great on their offenses, right? They only played a 2-man game Top SCs. Now, if you're FaZe, do you kind of overload early? Kind of allow 2 players to play book and flank? That will be the question mark for me.
Yeah, I mean, 2 rounds, it felt like Shotzzy was like solo taking Top SKs. Like, I know it's 2 of them, but like he was just like la-di-da-di-da, like wall stuff with all the confidence in the world. See if maybe you make an adjustment to deal with that, but let's take a look at our Monster Energy pregame here for Atlanta FaZe.
Yeah, 21-9 record above 500 on all maps. That map pool very deep. Second attack, first on defense. They have been so darn good in S&D.
Grand Finals continuing on. Map 2 now. To terminal, search, and destroy. Simpa not quite having the vertical he wants, and that's going to lead to a death. Shotzzy able to get the first blood. Drazah at least gets 1, but 3-on-2 quickly. Can they isolate Dashy? Dashy trying to get away. The help is coming through on the plane side to try and get him out. Dashy for now gets out, and he gets a kill. Great work there from Dash.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get isolated, but he's able to play his life. He gets some help from Kenny. They know where aBeZy is. And this is one of those rounds where they really switched up the pace inside of A. Sometimes going slow, sometimes just hitting it. And you saw it that round. Catches Simp and Drazah off guard. Now a 1v3 for aBeZy.
Well, Simp's trying to like jump onto the railing, just can't quite get there. And then things unravel from there. You strike quickly.
Well, think about it, right? When you're starting to work that bomb site, what normally happens? You get it across the jet bridge, you shoot the fire extinguisher, you're throwing some shoulders, some nades. They don't do any of that. As soon as they cross, Simp gets maybe a comm. They just fly, they go. And he gets picked apart.
Very little hesitation and a lot of their hits on offense, as we saw in that last best of 5. They keep it going here. Is now FaZe try to work it on offense from their side. Spread all across, looking for an opening pick, but bombs starting to develop over towards A. Low man in isolation for now will be Shotzzy.
Do you see him? Sure, kind of looks like it. Yeah.
I see you. Nice
yeah, he's able to find the first blood. I thought Predator was going to drop on the backside, but he drops. Second story, they're able to find that first blood.
Now, taking control of A. Rotating across will be Kenny. It's trying to get there with help. You can get a line of sight as well, I think, from top AC if you're Dashy, but it's Shotzzy. That has been lurking.
Looks like Drazah's trying to find it. Maybe is aBeZy going to check this? So many rows. Hello! It's got a rival.
It's out for now, 8 HP, and a dream can't quite get away. Celium's got the angle, and Simp wins that rotation fight. I mean, what? It's sort of first round, it's Simp kind of getting caught. This time, Pred gets spotted and caught, and all the executions kind of come after that.
Yeah, maybe if Shotzzy has a rival, or sorry, an MCW in that spot, maybe he finds 2, turns into a 2-on-2. But during that gunfight, Kenny gets picked. So it was a great play. Not able to get out with his life was Shotzzy. But as you said, the first blood just too important in that round.
Imagine a little bit different here with the setup over towards A if you are Atlanta FaZe, but it's going to be towards become that 2-man game. A little different though. It's trying to cut across, maybe get the trade. It's going to be Shotzzy. The trade is through though fast. It's 2 versus 2. aBeZy trying to back down. Pred taking some shots. Things slow down for just a moment, but Simp, do they know there's 2 here? Do they know there's 2 here? Answer is no. Now to a 1v1, so many earlier. Another one here. He's looking right, and he's left round to Texas.
And that is just banging out top SCs, right? Just right through the middle hallway goes Shotzzy, able to get things going. And it's just in the 2-on-2. It's all about the trades, and Kenny was ready for the next gunfight. Big Ken, he has been on this stage time and time again.
It's a great slide and reposition because, like, it's just a timing and angle thing there for aBeZy. Like, you don't want to get caught sprinting. You kind of have to ADS up for the gunfight. Just doesn't get eyes on the reposition from Kenny. 3 straight for Ken. 2-on-2, throw 3-on-2, but that slows down because nade to the face. I mean, in the last one, we saw a similar thing when it led to 2 kills